the 13 sorrows upon the continent.
Oh no, that just sounds bad.
Yep.
To say what I missed last session because I was sick.
Yeah, so we started with Allie playing around with that bangle bracelet with all the gemstones on it. And Allie found some neat stuff.
I did some murders.
Yep, the terrible, terrible things. Yes.
The fact that Ellie sounds so cute while she says that is the most unnerving part of that.
I told you, Lee.
What am I to do? Spook.
The greatest spook of all. Uh-oh. Pav, didn't forget about an item. Oh, no. No. This.
It's funny because the whole idea was for her to go and save people, and then she just does one save. And it's like, no, I've had enough of that.
So the rest of the people... like a cat.
That's difficult, okay?
I wouldn't save people. Saves exactly 37 people and then murders the rest.
Well, that's just the thing. You end up opting for quality of who you're saving over the quantity.
No, it was just a random village.
It was a random village. Knew no one in there. Wasn't even quality.
Half
and
of them
then
died
murdered. Yeah, half of them still died, and then murdered 3 other villages. Didn't bother to try and save them.
They were so fascinated by wow, I did not expect this. This is great. Let's see what happens next.
I tried to save the people from that one hill of monsters, but then the monsters turned into a volcano. What could I do?
You could have evacuated them ahead of time.
Yeah, you know what the Mothman does? He comes in, he's like, disaster's afoot!
Don't tell me how to Mothman.
It's true, I can't.
Don't tell her how to Mothman.
So
I'll tell you how to Mothman.
Oh, now I feel the need to ask, Blatt, of all your players, from scariest to least scariest, give me the top 3.
Of all time?
Mm-hmm.
Across all my games?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one's tough. What is your definition of scary? Impossible to deal with?
People who, more often than not, when they say, I have an idea, you have an instinctual case of, oh no.
Indrid, Cyrus, and any character Char plays.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait. Why is Cyrus on that list?
You have a wonderful creative mind, and when you apply it in a specific avenue or method, things go spectacularly. Insert word.
Let me see here. Yes. Sprinkler cats. List number 1.
And Char terrifies me the most because I know I'm in trouble when he goes, "Hey, Blatt." And I'm like, no.
Right? Hey, Blatt, I got an idea for if I make another Dow character. It's going to be a Dow fertility. Have I sent you the character art for this character?
I hope you wouldn't.
No. I got sent the character art.
No, don't do that. Please don't. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. We're going to play Monster Mayhem. We're here to...
Oh, this character would also work really good in Monster Mayhem, too.
Of course it would.
Okay, real quick, before I pull an abracadabra disappear on you guys. Char, you had a list, apparently. Now I'm curious about what this list includes, aside from Sprinkler Cat.
I'm just go down the war crimes list of Cyrus.
Okay, but what specific things did I do that were counted as war crimes, aside from Sprinkler Cat?
So many, Lee. So many of your war crimes, okay? You can't even go there. You can't even act innocent. We were there. Well, 3 of us were there. You ain't getting away with that one.
I sincerely do not know which ones you are referring to. Because the way I saw it, a lot of those were very measured, made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Blatt, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
sometimes.
I'm just curious why we're suddenly referencing other villages.
Because Allie blew up a village, or tried to save a village, but only saved half the village before it got utterly decimated. And then, while they're supposed to try and save other villages, utterly did not care about saving those villages. It was like, well, they're dead.
But when did we start dealing with villages?
Oh, we didn't. Allie did.
Yeah, literally last session.
Allie went wandering off and started dealing with villages, huh?
Well, what Indra did is I allowed them to port through one of my portals I have in my office. And then they went to a random part of the continent and started making some mayhem.
And there are 6 reasons why Indra is going to have a hero party sent after them.
The murder.
There's also now an entire section of the continent that we can't enter because there's a volcano constantly raining ash that deals 1 point of true damage per ash that hits you.
And a plague.
And a plague. And they stop the demon from walking out and destroying the entire world.
I murdered the demon.
Hey, silver lining, right?
See, I did.
Sounds
save
like
some
Addie was
people.
busy.
They're just nameless and faceless, and we don't know who they are. Where could have been.
You had the easiest defense excuse in this realm. Well, I'm sorry 5 other villages died. I was dealing with a demon.
Exactly.
Yeah. The problem was they dealt with the demon and then went into the other crimes.
Whatever operation is important sometimes.
It's important.
Right, but if there are no survivors, you can say that it went the other way around.
And the winners do write the history, it's true.
It is true, yeah.
Yeah. The problem here is the gods are watching and they
her.
see that, along with the administrators.
They can be bribed.
The administrators don't care, and the gods also don't care. Except for when they do.
Right, so it's a point whereby all you have to do is you somehow get in communication with the administrators and the gods, and you say, hey, I will organize A, B, or C, one of these 3 options for you, if you just let this one slide.
Yes. It doesn't work that way. Also, the humans are getting fucking uppity because, yes, our 1,000 years of penitence because we failed is over. We are going to now go out and kill all the monster and take over new lands. But we've been converting with devils and demons, and as such, we are now going to probably fail again, and then get stuck back into the lands that we were originally assigned to.
Don't devils
If
and
they
demons fall
survive.
under the monstry?
They do not. They are our ancestors.
So basically grandma and granddad for most of you.
Kind of. More like ancestors. We're just going to ancestors. Not grandma or granddad doesn't even come close to the amount of grades you have to get into.
Alright, well, you're here.
So I heard what Indra did last session. What'd the rest of you all do?
Itza got into a fight with the paladin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who's good
Them
fight?
and the paladin. The paladin tried to pull a fuckery on me, and I told him, "Stop it! I'm better." we reconciled and we murdered the shit out of a cyborg. The paladin became an apostle in the middle of our fight.
Now I have to go have sex with it because it's the apostle of Apollo. So
You're gonna have sex with it? Why are you having sex with them?
Apollo and Idundo.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you have to have sex.
Oh, okay. I just have to love it, right?
Not even that.
No? Okay.
No, get your mind out of the
You can
gutter.
love to hate. You can love to hate it.
Naughty. Anyways, got the horny hammer over here.
How is Char the one that's the least horny with that conversation?
I
He's
am
a
a
Skellerman.
Skellerman.
He's bony all the time.
Yep. On top of that, I have a love interest. Thank you very much. Mine happens to be a lich of Vicaroom. So, you know.
I only love is myself.
Introducing
Fear is your love. What are you talking about? That's all you eat. Fear.
Fear.
Fear is your love.
And then after that, oh yes. So Apostle, we got a legendary monster core, and the plan there is to pull out all of its evolutions, revitalize it, and then re-evolve it because they are a legendary monster.
Mm-hmm. But what you're missing from that is that you have a task. The monster core was a let's call it a power core for this cyborg.
Yes.
So it is a lot of artificing that it needs to be reverse engineered, and it is a great, let's call it work experience that you will hopefully get some gains from.
Wasn't it like a spider queen or something like that?
Yes, it was.
Yes, that's what I said. And then after that, Easley became an apostle. Got a really cool upgrade on his sword.
All I did is I evolved Indrid, and then Indrid was like scree, and then I also did my first treasurer evolution with the Moon Phoenix. So exciting.
Oh yes, also Easley's plotting an assassination.
Oh.
Yep.
Assassinating?
Easley is going to plot the assassination of the head of the Order of Apollo.
Why? The head of the Order of Apollo's cool. That's that paladin that we were working with.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, all of it's gonna be a, I would say a frame job, but it's not really a frame job.
The classic misdirection.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he will die,
and then and then come back.
And then I'm
going
to resurrect him.
Yeah,
then I'm going to resurrect him later. But we're going to frame like one of the higher up humans, and start in like an internal conflict between. Yes, clearly these humans were ballsy enough to try and assassinate the head of the Apollo temple.
Okay.
It's to slow them down.
I don't remember this conversation, but it is definitely a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a plan. Yeah, you're all caught up. Oh, Eatsley did some drinking as well.
I did do some drinking.
Also, the fight with the paladin.
We talked about that.
We covered that.
No, I
Yep.
don't know what you're talking about.
The paladin became an apostle.
Then you became an apostle.
Yeah.
That was fun. How Eat Sleep became an apostle.
Oh dear God! I just realized there are 4 apostles in this city right now.
And 5
gonna be
is
more.
Vikram's. Yeah, Vikram's coming.
Oh Jesus!
We're gonna collect all the power stones, and then evil shall emerge, and we'll all fight them together. Or they'll all die in an explosion. One of the two.
That also does mean I have to follow up with the other part of the assassination plan.
Like getting consent.
No, the follow up to after the assassination happens is to have a meeting of all the head monstray to make a peace accord pact and have an official representative sent out.
But the wheels are turning. Things are getting interesting.
Maybe the idea is, think of this. We shall get the demon incursion to start earlier so the city can fight them with their automatons first. Instead of what I'm expecting is that they'll send the automatons and go fight the Moxdrakes, try to exterminate them, and then, while they're weakened, hop up. And then, it's kind of like I'm down and now I'm fucked kind of situation. So if we preemptively...
When is the demon thing happening again?
Oh, it's just on the theory board of why this is happening in the first place, is that there's going to be there is a demon in the capital that is currently in the king's ear, we assume.
Mm-hmm.
And Notch is also working with them. That's kind of our main theory. I think I have a way to find Notch as well. They have these see no evil, hear no evil, yada yada things. But we also made them with my spiderweb. So I might be able to hone in on that to kind of figure out where Notch is.
Well, we kind of figured out where Notch was. They're just disguising themselves.
Right.
We also sent them a letter.
You think we can backtrack off the letter?
What? No. Just can see if Notch will speak with us.
Oh, okay.
Because either Notch will meet with us or Notch is going to tell us to fuck ourselves. And Notch is strong enough to bag both of those places.
Which is why I thought it would be a great idea if we find out the information on her betrayers and then use that as a go deal with that instead of the current situation. Or maybe use that as a leverage to get information on what's going on.
I think that'd be a solid leverage tool. I do think Notch is going to be like, you give me their names, we'll be happy. If we leverage it against them, you're going to go in the little black book.
Yes, which is why that was the second part. I was like, or we could use it as leverage. I mean, I liked Notch. I didn't even, besides, the fact that they're a demon. But, shit happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ogre, what do you want to do this session?
Well, apparently I get to have Cyborg thrown into my lap.
That is something you can do at any time. That was just something I want you to focus on eventually.
Well, the Fluff doesn't really have much else to do right now.
Okie dokie.
He only wanted to come to the town to drop off the flame.
The flame you shall have. While you're in while you're in town, you can also look for shopping. Like you could buy some evolution materials for yourself if you'd like, or you could.
That may not be simple. You are permitted to go around, but you're Monstre. That doesn't mean the shop owners have to sell to you. In fact, they may discriminate against you heavily.
Or you could just go back to home base and talk to me.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Buy my things.
But
buy my things.
But instead of being completely overpriced by Mr. Buy My Things, let me actually pull up my character sheet. I have that convenient trick. Well, brain is entirely farting here. I'm going to wander off because I've been keeping it entirely a secret. And then I'm going to shift forms. And then I'm going to go shopping. Because why the hell not?
You don't want to buy my things?
Nah. Not yet, at least.
Damn.
Too expensive, Matt.
Too expensive. You guys are misers. You just don't want me to play Ing. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to rob me of that fun. I see. I'll remember this. So you're gonna go shopping in the capital?
Yeah. Because I've got that form, remember?
Yeah. All right.
And I've got the whole ID and everything from Skyhold.
No, that's a good one. All right, I'm gonna put a little bandit mask on you to have you be that like the ninja mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then the streets.
Can Indrid give you a very special gold coin to go shopping with?
What's this gold coin for?
Destruction.
She's not wrong.
Don't hang on to it for very long.
I would prefer not to.
Okay, fair enough.
I am the gentle one, remember?
Okay. That's fine.
So I'm just going to have Einla show me around the various shops.
It could create some very fortunate encounters, though.
I'm not gonna. Not right now.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
No problem.
But you still do want him to buy you things, right? or do you want to go to Ming for that?
What?
If you want me to buy you some things, just let me know.
Yeah, buy my things.
No, I'll go on my own shopping trip later.
Bleh. I have done the sitting of down.
But it's like I'll pull some of my money out of the stockpile, as it were. Keep it in a actual bag. You know, doing what humans do.
Maybe roll me deception.
Nice.
People are on high alert here. Anyone acting weird or abnormal
Sure.
is scrutinized. Also, there's a lot of people that you occasionally go by as you go around the shopping district denouncing goods from monstrous territories. Which is a bit hypocritical because a lot of materials for products and goods come from monster territories, but finished products, people are trying to get those off the market. And some of them are even higher quality at lower price than the ones in the capital. They don't like foreign goods, especially from the enemy. They also are preaching, be vigilant. They could be among us, spying, trying to sabotage us within. So it's a lot of paranoia running around. Why is that number so fucking big?
Because
what?
Because with my unnaturals and my special kitsune stuff, I get to add double, or I triple my fellowship for the equivalent of charm and fellowship tests. And because I have a fellowship of 82 with maxed out deceive, I get to add an additional 164 to my test.
Damn.
Because I am a manipulative little floof. That is not a little floof.
You are.
But yeah, I'm just gonna have Ainla show me around to the shops that have the various high-end monster materials. Because why not?
All right. Which particular type of shop are you going to first? What genre? Are you going to like carpentry, going to artificing, going to magic shop, chemical ingredients?
I'm more looking into powerful and exotic what's it called? Artificing materials.
Okay. You're in luck for that one. There are a couple options here for that. One of which is the Clock Tower. They have a lot of artifice workshops. In fact, they own half the shops in the capital. And they do sell the Monstre, and they don't mark up the price. They have a better selection than most.
I'll check there second. I'm looking for kind of that exotic place. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The one you hear about in towns, or the one that I heard about that had all the weird shit.
Go ahead and roll me luck, and then we'll have you roll investigate. I think is that so many systems I have to keep track of. Is it investigate a thing still? No, that's the other one.
Too bad you didn't use May the Moon Shine Upon You.
Inquiry to ask around.
I got an 8 on my luck and 18 degrees of success on my inquiry.
All right. Eventually, you'll find yourself in a back alley that leads into a bridge over a canal that looks like it shouldn't even be there. It gets goofy quickly. There you are.
It's one of those places you don't find unless you're specifically looking for it, I'm guessing.
Or even then, you still don't find it.
Right?
Find yourself kind of walking towards a very narrow set of alleyway shop fronts, and you found yourself walking into a shop front without remembering walking in.
Interesting. And I know
There's two individuals speaking softly by the fire. You can't seem to discern the content of what they're speaking about.
I remind you of true speech.
It does not translate.
Interesting.
Which should give you some information.
Yeah, there's only 2 species that can make that not happen. Interesting. I'll just start looking around.
Okay.
Bunch of
there are items that are even hard for you to kind of believe that are there. There are golden leaf sheets. There are even tomes that are gold leafed. There is a catalyzer one, but it's silver now, and you know who's a culprit for that. These are all unbelievably rare objects. You know what this reminds you of? A horde. There is no gold coins or necklaces or jewelry piled. If there are gold, it's tucked away. If there are jewelry, it's up on display in a case of undescribable, intricate detail work with gemstones that just don't make sense. Like they've been, like a bunch of really small, lesser variants were then like melded together into one giant but much higher grade stone that have impossible arrays and dizzying colors.
Yeah, just... Well, I found the dragon shop.
You did. Yeah.
It's just... Message design list who I was walking with a moment ago.
They didn't follow you in the shop?
Yep, it's just message them because they're probably panicking. I'll be out in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Your glamour held though, even though you felt a jolt coming through the door, and as you look back, you actually see rune work inlaid on the door frame.
Yeah. I'll just look through to see if anything catches my eye, because I was more looking for materials, but I found a tome shop.
Oh, there are materials. Underneath each of the tables, there is a series of pull-out drawers. basically boxes. And when you reach and grab one of the handles, there's this lever system that lifts it up at a diagonal. So it's at hip height that you can kind of look through some of the tools. And then you just push it back down and it folds very neatly back under the table. Everything is organized by grade, quality. Some of it's even alphabetized. But it looks like it has a decimal system that they use to organize this. Some sort of numerics.
Yeah, he's going to make sure to put everything back precisely where he found it after he examined something.
You are finding things that you would have probably had to spend weeks getting the materials for, and then designing, and then constructing.
Okay.
There's a lot of dwarven equipment too, like dwarven little tools, mechanisms, gadgets. It's like a hardware store almost, in some cases.
Apple?
Good, thanks.
All right. There's one specific thing that I was looking for that I needed. It was a type of lodestone.
What were you thinking?
It was the core lodestone that I needed for the plan for making the separate space that I was thinking about.
Do you remember what element type?
You told me you needed to think on it.
And you're sorry, this was for your
my big
magical project?
overarching super plan.
Your death ray?
My Star Destroyer, yes.
You're gonna need a light element, fire element,
I need a
and an
lodestone of each
order
element,
element.
don't I basically need a lodestone of each element?
No, you need one with all three. Order, fire, light.
Okay.
That way you can turn it into a lens. Because you're not going to be able to just use a lodestone. You'll have to literally shape it into a lens. A lodestone lens. And then go pew! Put a little candle behind it. The candle just then turns it into a magnifying glass beam that you can drag around like a beam weapon.
Mm-hmm. To do the super thing, I needed a lodestone of all elements. That's right. Oh. I'll look around, see if there's like a, the card drawer set, like you see in a library.
Mm-hmm.
To go to skim through the stock by card.
Mm-hmm. There is some dizzying stuff. You also find a Gaia element lodestone, which is perfect for your planet project, but price tag on that with cash is not very affordable.
I get a claim that might work.
What are they wanting for it?
They want 30 radiant coins. But it also says barter available.
I mean, I had 10 radiant coins.
Yeah, but that's just for one object.
Yeah.
And also, you guys are filthy rich in comparison to other people in dungeons.
So I'll, make a list of the 2 lodestone types. Do they have the tri-element one that I need for the death ray?
They do. Still an obscene price. 2 radiant coins. Like
2 radiant coins.
yeah.
Well, that I can afford.
Yeah.
I have a
That's an
couple.
obscene price, by the way.
Yeah, but it's a dragon. I entirely anticipated that.
Mhm.
I'll just because yep. I'll wander over so politely, wait to be. It's just standing there politely waiting for one of them to pay attention.
The one in the far back, the more grayer haired looking one, points at one of the seats. You still can't hear what they're talking about, even at this distance.
He will nod and step over and take a seat.
As you do step onto the rug, the conversation becomes understandable. And the one in black kind of slowly turns their head and their eyes rotate towards you and fixate on you. And the one in gray goes, "Stop that. You know I run a shop. You can't monopolize all my time. Especially when I have customers." Apologies. My name's Lorena. How are you?
Good. Feel free to call me Ash. The tri-element lodestone. I would like to buy that. I have the radiant coins on hand, so that's no worries.
Mm-hmm.
The Gaia element lodestone.
Yes.
I'm wondering what you would want in exchange.
I have need of a life element revitalizing and restoration elixir. There is a friend of mine that is gravely wounded, and only a life-saving elixir will be able to restore them.
I can do one better.
Wait, but I have one. Is that like reaches into bag, pulls out the life-saving elixir that I got as a dungeon reward in the Skyhold dungeon. Something like this?
Precisely, yes. If you're willing to make a direct trade, I'd be willing to do so.
Happily.
The cards for the objects you wanted?
Hands them over.
Okay. They will kind of wave their fingers in this kind of wave motion, like pinky first, then ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and then a little till will appear. And they'll slide in the cards. You hear something punch the cards. The drawer will open. They'll take your 3 radiant coins. They'll write a receipt for the item that you traded. Put that in the receipt slot. Close it. Ring the transaction. Pull the cards out that are now punched. And they put those cards that with the punched hole through a ring next to the or connected to the till, and then they do the same motion with their hands, and it's gone. And in front of you is a spatial ring with the 2 objects inside.
He'll take them. Nod his head. Thank you.
The spatial ring is a low grade one, but it comes with the purchase.
Oh, that's beautiful. I've never had a chance to study these.
Feel free. For those who actually buy above a certain amount, I always provide a discretionary customer bag. So.
Well, I am grateful. Here, let me give you this. It hands her the card that he made so that people can contact him about having stuff made.
Be very careful. My sibling here, Sirtrith, might reach out.
My only stipulation for making things is I try not to make things that cause harm.
Then you'll want to refuse service from my sibling here. They have dark designs for their territory, and most of the objects they need are harm-inflicting.
Well, if it's for defense, I can
No.
handle that.
Conquering territory. Subduing and subjugating the local monstre colonies and dens and dungeons, and enslaving the local human populace there as well.
Yeah, sadly, I'd avoid that. But I will say, if any species is going to be driven to extinction, I'd request you send the last couple to me.
For posterity?
No, I have a plan in the works to revitalize any near extinct species.
Noble, but costly.
Yes. But I want to help people, so...
Very costly, because the more rare a species gets, the slavers make greater efforts to capture them, for they can get a higher price, which is deplorable, but that's the way of the world.
True.
The genies are notorious for this, so we can't just blame it on the humans. In fact, they are not even the biggest culprits. Dragons, beholders, genies. Monster are the biggest slavers.
True. But... Well, thank you. It was really hard finding these. I am so glad you let me find your shop.
You had an innocence about you.
Well, I'm grateful.
Ash, Susie's going to talk to you through the mental link. Ask her if she'd like her catalyzer silver leaf turned into a gold leaf.
He'll do the one finger. My sister wants me to ask if you want the silver leaf catalyzer book turned into a gold leaf.
You actually see those the gray eyes flare bright silver before dying, and their nostrils flare. Please relay the information. That I would very much appreciate that. My collection, especially my book collection, I always try and keep as the highest quality and highest tier it can be, and I was very distressed when one of my prized possessions devaluated.
Yeah. One moment, please. You go, Susie, she would be very, very grateful for it. Yeah.
I will do speak through me, through your moon tail that has light, even though the glamour's on, and say, may I step in?
The tail actually is really goofy, because it kind of the floof contorts itself into this face, but it has a big wizened beard and a huge mustache and huge eyebrows. Huh. Both the dragons kind of cock their head like, that is so goofy and cute.
It's like,
you may.
Thank you.
You don't mind if I swap to my normal form? This human one is all wonky.
Very well.
Poof, super fluff.
Shake yourself.
Yep.
Form. Gross. You are the fluffiest thing I've seen besides the Catmaw Sphinx.
The Catmaw Sphinx agreed that I have equally fluffy fur. If you would like, I would happily let you pet.
I mean, if you wouldn't mind.
He will float over and just sit in her lap.
It's tentative at the start, and then it turns into a rhythm, and you can kind of feel the Dr. Evil vibes, like, yes, I have the power. They'll actually give you a couple candies that you
Is
that
it
you can gnaw on.
static?
Nom 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 nom
Yep.
nom nom nom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Susie, maximum size. Merp.
And Susie steps in, steps out. Hello.
Greetings. Apostle. An honor.
No, the honor is all mine. I love meeting new people.
Please take a seat.
Appreciate that.
I hear you have offered to remedy my situation regarding my collection.
Well, I just saw something I liked, and I just thought it was such a shame that it was silver. So I wanted to make it gold.
What do you offer? What do you ask for the offer?
Oh, just like to form a connection with you. I
In
do
what
like
manner?
this shop. I would just like to be able to come in sometime.
I would have you use the front door, but I will not hide the shop from you.
I appreciate that. That's all I ask.
The security of the Citadel has become more sophisticated. They are more often placing tracking runes on unsuspecting citizenry to help locate things they wish to remove, which is my shop. And
I
the
see.
warding on the door disables and destroys and obfuscates those runes so that you cannot be tracked. But if you don't
That
go
is very
through the
helpful.
door, well, my other runes may not pick it up.
Would you like me to go over to it now?
If you wish.
Of course.
I am going to pull out a pad and begin runing a detect tracking thing.
You can actually just stare at the doorframe.
Yeah, but the ways of detecting it inside that she said she was lacking.
They can detect it personally. That's why it's just if you teleport not through the door, because the door actually has symbology magic on it.
Mm-hmm.
The door is a portal. It's meant to be walked through and exited, which grants incredible power to the runic set. But they have a defense set on the house, and if you don't go through the front door, there's not 100% chance a really well-placed rune isn't caught. So that's what they were worried about.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking of figuring out a rune pattern that they could like put on the floor to fix that.
Potentially, yeah.
Susie will go through the shelving unit and
you find
grab it and then bring it back.
You'll hear a click as the lock gun does at a distance, and now you can open it.
Susie grabs it.
It's as beautiful as you remember.
Mm-hmm. She brings it over to the chair and sits down with it. Mm-hmm. One moment. Susie will put it inside her mind palace, and then take it out.
It comes out. It's a little bit longer than it was originally, and it's gold leaf.
She will pass it over in a small curtsy and say,
do you include all of your new knowledge as well, your new findings that you have ascertained this fact?
I can, and I will. I did include that in the initial bargain, but I will as a nice gesture of a new friend.
It has fleur-de-lis on the corners. Instead of just being gold leaf, it has that beautiful pattern.
So there was a lot of things I've learned
Yes, you have.
I've
it's a
learned
patterned
a
gold
fair
ring.
amount in my travels, even though I'm still young. But my interactions with the World Tree have been the most abundant. So, as a small gesture, I wish to give you something extra.
They will take it over personally, lay it in the display case, lock it, and you can actually feel a smug satisfaction roll through them that is unique to dragons. Because you've seen Phil do that, but he's done it with rocks. This is more dragon. Phil is Phil. This is yes, I have restored my collection. And they sit back down and they're composed. Put Ashenfur back on lap. Continue to pet.
Yep.
I'd like to extend a courtesy for courtesy. They'll hand you a little wooden token. It has a loop that you can clip it to a belt or stick it somewhere. That will help you lead you, or whoever's holding it, to my shop. As well as, I would be willing to open my informational services to you.
I very much appreciate that.
I have a network of information, informants, and spies throughout the city. And I have had that since it was founded. I hate not knowing what's going on around me.
You must have been quite busy from the new influx of the last month.
It has been trying, yes. They have become far more secretive. And their phobia of the unknown and their inability to control all aspects of their life. And their ambition and desire has swelled to a crest. Now, I'm trying to see if the crest will break and we will all be buried under the tidal wave, or if it gives and then we can ride it down to safety.
I'm hoping for the latter.
Me as well. So, this is a pin you can wear. Don't wear it openly. The individuals of my organization will know that you have it pinned to your clothes, even if it's not visible. And if you need of them, find a quiet place, somewhere that you won't be noticed, like the graveyard you guys have been in. And several of my people can find their way to you, and you can contract informational services from them.
Susie will smile as she says, as the graveyard you've been staying in, as she knows more about us than we know about her.
Well, this is their territory. Consider this their dungeon.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm 100%. I'm with it. I thought it was a nice note. Again, I appreciate that.
You've put my mind at ease. When my favorites have deteriorated in value, I become distressed. Like, if one of you said World Tree, say the one, if you were taking care of one, and it started to wilt a little bit. Not enough to physically harm it, but it just wasn't the way it was. That would drive you, not quite insane, but to frustration and distress.
Oh, just the ramifications of it all.
Yes.
Oh, I appreciate your time, and a pleasure to meet you both. As she nods to the other one beside. Again, my name is Susie.
Susie, the Apostle by Dandale.
Yes, that is I.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to interrupt your meeting with Ash, but I just saw something. It just didn't feel right.
He's finished his purchases. We're merely conversing at this moment.
We do have a lovely... This your home? This is your home, correct?
Live upstairs. This is
I see.
a
The shop. I get you.
shop, yes. What's even more impressive is they have gold leaf maps,
Mm-hmm.
and one of which is a map of the world. That's gold leaf, which means it's completed.
Yeah.
And it's not a flat map. It's turned into a globe
That
you
is
can
very
literally
nice.
spin.
Yeah.
And it has basically like a touch screen because you can click on something and it'll zoom in, and then you can use the skills you had to have like on a smartphone, like
Yeah.
pinch it or zoom in, zoom out, and it gives you the list of all the things in that area. They do watch you protectively when you do get close to it, though.
Of course.
That's probably one of the gems of their collection. That means they literally went to every corner of the globe.
Yeah, no, I understand. Or got someone to do it for them. I'm not sure, but I can imagine they would take pride in.
Remember the possessor rules for the map?
I see. I see.
It blanks itself if it has a new owner.
Okay.
Yep. But you also know what the globe or what the maps become if you complete it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, its own little extra. It's kind of, it upgrades, evolves.
You're welcome to stay. I was merely talking with my sibling here. They are asking my opinion on how to conquer a very contested territory. They have very specific methods.
Oh,
They work. They work very effectively.
I
know
definitely
they do.
Listen. I'm not much for the conquering of sorts.
Yeah. So, Lorena, you guys eventually, while listening in, is a silver dragon, an ancient silver dragon. Their sibling is an ancient black dragon.
I see.
They rule through fear, tyranny, plot, scheme, and they are as evil as they get.
Mm.
So, Lorena is trying to help their sibling rule in equal parts fear and respect, because you'll get a lot more out of the people you have to put some trust in, which is very difficult for them to understand the concept of trusting. But you can't do everything yourself. Otherwise, you don't have time for your own projects and spreading your territory and all that stuff. You're locked doing the
Unless you
things your followers
split
did.
yourself into multiple things, and that makes yourself. Yeah.
So, carrot and stick, and that's basically the whole concept of the conversation, is them trying to explain less stick, more carrot. And it's like, you can pay them. I will not pay my sworn and obedient servants. They swore an oath to me. They do not need to be paid for my hoard. You have one of the largest hoards in that section of the continent. You can afford to lose a couple dungeon gold a day. And it's unimaginable. It's just like, money going out of my hoard, unacceptable.
Susie will chime in. You got to think of it as an investment. You got to spend money to make money, as they say.
Not on my watch. Make money to take money. Yeah, no, they're a true conquering dragon, more in the same line as the Desolator. They're a conqueror. They just take. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't do the big brain stuff. The Black Dragons, they are schemers and plotters. They're very smart, but they have a critical flaw, which is why they're always overcome by heroes. They're just fucking greedy, and they're evil, and they have no one they can rely on that they haven't put a slave mark on. And even then, the moment you remove the slave mark, those people immediately help the heroes.
My Ash, in the utmost innocence, is like, well, if they're yours and you're giving them things that are yours, you're not losing anything. You're just manipulating the things that are already yours to be grateful to you for not doing anything but making them feel good.
Yes, that would increase their efficiency. You've been worried about their work output. It's not going anywhere. It's not theirs. You own the people. You're just letting them look at your shinies. Your lesser shinies. And they'll contemplate on that like, well, they are part of my horde. My territory is my horde. So it's not really leaving my horde, but it's my... I need my giant pile of money, though. Basically, the giant pile of money they sleep on every night, they're like, what if I'm not getting the support in a specific area like I want because I'm missing money?
And like, Ash will rub his chin with a tail and be like, what if you create something you call servant's currency? Something that's made out of a not valuable metal, say like iron or something. And you use that to give it to them as a form of payment that they can use to trade amongst each other, and it lets them have their own lesser form of wealth so that they can feel the importance without having it.
And it's like, indeed. That way you won't feel the covetous urge to rampage and pillage to take all the things of value. I do have a lot of tin that no one's using. Could make also stone. Yes. Very good. Well done, you defused that. Because, yeah. They do kind of live in the desolated region, which borders the Gauntlet, which is the approach to the major rift of the last Demon War. So that whole area along the Gauntlet is aetherless, just completely scarred. And the surrounding areas are barely holding on. But it's not very good or valuable territory. Which is also why a hero party most likely hasn't been necessarily called to deal with it, because they're not encroaching on any valuable territory to upset the balance. But Ancient Black Dragon is a problem.
Yeah. If it ever decides to move out.
The administrators will immediately enable a hero and give him a hero's quest, like straight out of a fairy tale.
Yep.
Yeah, have you ever seen Vox Machina and the oh gosh, it was the Concordia conclave? The element, each one had its own elements.
Mm-hmm.
One of those dragons. Like, you need level 15 characters to have a chance with special items and special powers.
Yeah.
But you guys have power, and some of you have stupid weapons.
Or
so
disintegration magic.
That too, but dragons are notorious for their magic resistance.
Yeah.
But somebody has a blade that goes snicker snack pretty well. That could actually do some serious damage. Or you serious punch them in the next week, so that too.
Yeah.
Or you distract them with your floof.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I have to have it for my horde! Ah! And then you're like, no trouble, bubble. Boing, boing, boing. No, come back! And then you're just playing with a giant cat at that point.
Yep. Well, Ash will be like, well, I'm grateful, but I should probably get back to my companion. Einlis is probably going to start panicking soon.
No, they are next door at the magic shop.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
I'll go join them. Like, poof. Back to the other form, which Susie gets to see. Ash turn into a human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do humans tolerate this? It's so weird.
I know. The fingers and the toes, it just feels wrong. Oh well. Off to Einlis.
How are they supposed to gnaw on tasty foods with these flat, stubby teeth?
Right? And like, he'll wave to Lorelei and the other one as he leaves. And just...
You will find in your pocket 5 lollipops of different flavors.
It will just step outside and immediately plop one in his mouth.
Sour apple.
Yes.
Has a caramely center too.
Yep.
Susie will get up with a chair and say, again, it was a pleasure to meet you both. I shall be off. Would you rather me go through the...
front door, yes.
Of course, I figured as much.
That way we can make sure that you're secure and clean of any tracing magics.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that of idea and dose, of course.
She'll give a wave. She follows behind Ashenfer.
Okay. Indrid!
Yeah.
What you up to, fam?
Yeah. That's a good question. Can't convince the floofy boy to booby trap people for me.
You don't want to booby trap these people, Alex.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess I'll go. I got some shopping to do.
Where?
I'll try the human market, I guess.
Sure. It goes well for all of 10 seconds, and then you get hit with a rotten tomato, and people start throwing
I'll
food
go in
at
my
you.
disguise.
Oh, the definitely not Indrid.
Yeah.
I'll have you roll deception.
Okay.
Who just hopped in and out?
Don't know.
No idea.
Wasn't me.
Huh.
I would deceive, eh?
Yep. Just because you don't look like an Indrid doesn't mean you don't act like an Indrid.
You always have fate points you can use, Allie. If it goes terribly.
You're not looking at what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Which is my fellowship score.
Well, you have merit.
I'll put merit in a fellowship.
Or you can just buy the deceive skill for cheaper.
She already has deceive.
Gonna try reroll.
/R.
The 13 is
81.
you could spend 27 merit to get 17 merit to get it to 30.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna see a 1 here.
That's funny.
An 81 though. No, I have faith in Allie. I feel like all right, Allie. You can buy 3 check marks.
They already said no. They don't want it.
No.
No,
They don't
I'll
want
just
it.
run away.
Mhm.
Just run away.
They're like, wow, he just. They just ran off. Huh.
Well,
You got fixated staring at your reflection in a reflective surface. And then the guy's like, hey, you gonna buy something? And then eventually you just ran off.
yeah, pretty much. I'll just go to Ing.
Buy my things! Hello!
Hey,
Howdy!
I need some Evo materials.
What are you looking for? Buy my things!
Superior ether stones. Medium or large. Be cool if they had like darkness, dream, or wind element.
Sure. In his bag, pulls out a giant long table filled with aether stones of different size, qualities, grades, element combinations. Buy my things!
So we're quite wealthy. Is Ing looking for money for this stuff, or does he want tricks?
He'll take money. He takes all sorts.
Okay.
Some people are like, I have so much money, I just want stuff. No, Ing's like, give me money. Give me things. Then buy my things.
Okay. If he'll take money, then I will buy the best I can. Three of the best aether stones I can.
Well, he's got treasure grade, but those are super expensive, especially at medium size or large size.
Okay, well, I just want superior.
Much more affordable.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's got several superior of large size with exactly the elements you want. The dream element being the most expensive of the bunch, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can I buy one of darkness, one of dream, one of wind?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Price wise, for the wind and the darkness element, you're looking at 3 plum blossom coins each, and then a radiant for the dream one, because it's just that rare.
Okay, I don't have that kind of cash on me.
Buy my things.
What have I got? I've got for sky currency, I've got 1,824 sky coins.
Only usable in Skyhold.
Oh, is the where I thought the plum blossom was Skyhold currency.
Nope, Sky coins is Skyhold currency. Plum blossom is the tier below radiant on the normal money scale.
How many plum blossoms do you need out here?
4.
4? I'll send you 4 and 1 radiant coin.
Thanks.
Good trade. Here you go. Buy more things.
I don't think it's that I don't have the money. I just haven't been very good at keeping track of my money.
I can't help you with that, Ellie. I can't help you by just subtracting from my character sheet, at least.
Thanks.
I'm a 2 today, so I'm very very giving for my family.
I appreciate it. Okay, so I'll buy those.
Yeah. You got 3.
Yeah, that's all I really wanted.
You don't
Buy
want
more
any other
things.
Evo materials?
What kind of Evo materials do I need? Does Zing have any good Evo materials for me?
I have many materials. Need to specify.
Some fear, maybe? Buy some distilled fear?
Don't I have some of that already?
Mm.
I've distilled darkness. Don't I?
Yeah, you
Do
did send me
Mothman
that.
have antennae?
Yeah.
I have improved antennae.
Huh? What happened? Do I just plug them in? Do they just
Nope.
You evolve with
Evolve.
them. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I have several. You can combine them with your friend. They would be able to combine 3 different kinds.
Okay.
He puts out 3 different types of antennae. One is a greater moth. It's not your elements, but that can be revolving door. They have incredible sensory enhanced senses, specifically around temperature, ambient pressure, element detection. So they're very powerful environmental detection. Then they have rust monster antennae, which on contact just destroy metal. Just corrodes it and rusts it very quickly. And if you empower them with Mercuria, they can start to corrode enchanted weapons. The other one, when you move them around, they kind of trickle this little dust, and it puts people to sleep. Sleepy dust powder antennae. Buy my things!
The corrosive ones definitely sound like the most fun. How much are they?
For the whole set or just the rust monster?
Can I use the whole set?
Susie
Yes.
can combine them all into one great upgrade. Because
Yeah.
Susie's the biggest, one of the best catalyzers in the land right now.
Thanks, Susie.
If not the best catalyzer.
Okay. Okay, I will buy. How much for the whole set?
50 platinum.
Got any of those, Alley Girl?
Probably not.
Dungeon platinum or platinum?
Yeah, dungeon platinum.
Then you have plenty, or if you don't, I have some that I can give you. It's not a big deal. I'm sitting on.
Is that one of our allowance?
Almost
1,000. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. God, I don't even know what I'm getting
built
for
up
allowance
to where I was getting
at this
platinum.
point.
You guys are funny. Lord Gull has more quests for you guys to do if you want to increase, your allowance. But it doesn't seem very important right now.
Is that what I have to do to get more allowance? Is do a quest for Lord Gull?
Yeah, to enhance the dungeon. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, but it increases everybody's allowance?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind doing one of those quests, but I imagine I have enough allowance to get these antennae.
Yeah, you have plenty.
Yeah, we're making 1 dungeon platinum a day.
Okay. I will buy the antennae.
Yeah, all 3 sets.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. Good. Buy more things. He looks so excited for you to buy more things.
You feel like Mothman's missing in something per se? Like something you'd like Mothman to be able to do?
No, all I want to do is spook, and I'm pretty fucking good at that. I mean, yeah, no, it's pretty real over here.
Buy my things!
How do I get spookier?
Spookier! Hmm. Do you want to spook or be spookier? There's difference. Susie, you have a solution. You could probably get hit targets for her to spook in the Citadel from the information network you just got access to.
Yeah.
Like, who needs a solid spooking? And
Maybe
to drive them mad.
Yeah. Like, not death, but mad. It's always a little bit different. The hard skill set to really enforce.
Yeah. But yeah, they'd have a hit list.
No. What I'm saying is there's not a lot of people that can go out and cause a person to go mad.
I can.
Besides, like, giving them a bunch of drugs and fucking up.
Well, Ellie can do both. They can give them drugs and do it the traditional way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, yes, I could go do that, but how does that... is that ways you want to gain some more money, Allie, or...
I think Allie just wants the spook stuff.
I can't keep track of money. Don't give me money.
I mean, I'll be the middleman. I'll be the banker in this case.
You take all my money, and I'll come to you when I need allowance.
I do have the gold incarnate after all.
Allie's like, I just want to go do stuff. Here's my money.
Okay.
That's
right.
fun.
I've come to a fantasy world. I don't want to have to deal with the weight of capitalism.
All right. Okay. If that's the case, I'd say find better ways to be more stealthy. We've learned that the Capitol has upped their detection game. So if you can have things to either A, increase your darkness, or B, to evade detection arrays of some kind, or...
I was doing a pretty good job sneaking. Was I using a mantle? I was using a mantle or something, though, wasn't I?
I just know that our peeps are rolling pretty high, as in, like, for example, Eatsley and Ogre's character Ash, they have a lot of high bonuses they've been throwing out to help with this. You do have a good one, but I don't think it's as good as it could be.
Okay.
I'm saying if you could get it better, then you wouldn't even have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Stealth, eh?
Yeah, just stealth in general is nice, but you got to think of the intricacies of what Matt has put into this new city that has upped its alarm. It's gone into DEFCON. DEFCON, we're preparing for war.
Mm-hmm. I think it's DEFCON 2.
Something like that.
No.
But, yeah, if you can find ways to keep yourself from being noticed by all the new contraptions they're putting out. And the only reason I really thought of this is because of our previous interaction with the dragon, of how they have a new way to get rid of people's detections. Maybe a way for things to slide off you.
Oh, but a way to just appear as a moth. Just a plain old moth.
Yeah, to make yourself mundane would be very interesting. there's also things you could look at. Your dream self could look at your physical self and then see those things that are affecting you. Like, say, if there's something like a tracker on you, it would look like something. It would look like something weird is attached to your person. That's not like the usual Indrid. So Insomnium could look at Indrid and be like, "You got something going on with you," and then kind of just like scrape it off.
I've never tried to look at Indrid as Insomnium.
You are the same person now. It might be like a mirror look, or
it might cause a breakdown.
Master yourself. I guess you're just gonna have to work on that. Anyway, those are my thoughts from your doctor. Take them as you will.
Thanks, Dr. Susan.
There's also another option. You can also go look for other monstri hidden in the city and maybe make an alliance. Because if Lorena has been around for a while, they're probably not the only one who's has a den somewhere in the city.
I'm not very good at making friends.
Who says they have to be friends? They can be your minions. You just have to spook them.
Is that how it works?
I don't know. That's just something that came to my mind immediately. But it's an option.
It's an option. Working on myself sounds like more fun. Does Ing have anything I can buy for stealth?
Stealth? He's got too many options to count. Because he's got objects, he's got potions, he's got Eva materials, he's got magic spell tomes that grant invisibility. Like,
Let's do an Evo material.
He's got skin of a distortion beast. Their skin fades in and out of the visual spectrum. Meaning they could turn semi-invisible. It's kind of like Predator camo. And they can do that at will. And when under distress, their body undergoes this kind of mosaic patchwork that constantly shifts and changes from semi-invisible to invisible and fully visible. So it's kind of hard to hit you because they're like, they keep coming in and out of visibility at random.
What about stealth stuff for like magical awareness? Because I think that's what I don't know. I guess I don't know what the robots have. I assume it's some sort of magical awareness.
Probably. There's a good opportunity or chance that that's a thing.
Got a pretty decent normal stealth. I don't have mastery in it yet. It'd be something to get next Evo. Sorry. What do I want? What do you want, Ellie?
How about this? We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Easley!
Yeah.
You up? What's up? What do you want to do?
Easley. So according to my calculations, the Apostle of Vikram should be coming in soon. and I need to go talk to the Grand Paladin.
Well, how do you just go through the front door of the cathedral? Just walk right.
Easley is a very big fan of just walking through this city as a Skellerman and going to the Church of Apollo.
Just, Mommy, it's a skeleton. And you're like, yeah, fuck you, shitlord.
I could entirely see Easley doing this, and that's hilarious.
Yeah, just sits there and go, meh.
I'm Skeletor. Fuck you. I have the power. Oh wait, that's He-Man. Damn it.
But I have a sword.
It never works that way.
Anyways.
Mine's better anyways. Bigger, longer. It's more penetrative. Yeah. When you know you're surrounded by dorks.
Yep.
And you are the leader of the dorks as a dork.
Yep. But yeah, no, just walk. What are they gonna do? Assault an apostle of
Siki?
Yeah.
The idiots will. But you know exactly how that's gonna go.
Exactly.
So he's like, alright, we'll challenge their bitch asses. Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Easy just has no problem walking through as a Skellerman. And if anything, he's just gonna be sitting here coming on official church business.
You definitely have that.
Did this map get larger? It did.
No, it's always been this way.
Oh, I never saw the second portion of this map then.
It's the upper stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there.
I've never seen it. I'm fucking blind,
You're
I guess.
just zoomed in.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna walk in. Very casual, like. Gonna walk up. And then come over here and take a seat and just kind of wait for the show to begin.
No show. You just kind of walked in on a sermon.
Mm-hmm.
It takes another 10 minutes and then he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And people kind of go back to their work. They do give you the long side eye.
Yeah. I would say he's smiling right now because he knows someone's going to be coming soon, but he's just sitting there.
Yeah, but you're a Skellerman. Your smile is the same as every other look.
Exactly. Easily knows what's going to be happening.
And Paladin just kind of gestures you for you to just come up.
Oh, okay. I stand up and walk over.
So,
Hmm?
What was the pleasure of your company today?
Oh, well, a few things. One, by my calculations, there should be an apostle showing up here soon to give you a blessing, and I'm going to be very excited to see this one happen.
Oh yes. Now you're just here for the show.
I'm also here to have a conversation with you. I figured it'd be better to have that conversation after the apostle shows up.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Take a seat. Enjoy the show.
I will. She's very beautiful, this apostle, too.
And as you go to sit down, the door gets kicked in, and it's not Leolel. It's a two-faced reveler.
Damn it!
Like, I've arrived! I'm here to bless this place. I think. Maybe? Am I in the right place? And they pull up a drawing.
I'm just trying to turn around and like, I think this is what they mean by cock tease, but okay.
No, this just means the show's getting better, because that's a two-faced reveler apostle.
Yep. I'm gonna wave at the two-faced reveler.
You!
Yes. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance again.
Boop!
Ah.
Hey, guys. Boop! No, you don't get a boop. Ew, gross.
Oh, there's someone you should boop. It'd be really funny. Actually, I want to see this one. I want to follow him like, okay, so you want boop. That man up there, he's very serious. And then
they flip a coin, catch it, flip it. Not the right time.
Oh, fair. There's also an apostle of Apollo here as well.
Already booped them.
Oh, I missed that one?
Yes.
You should have told me.
They exploded in giant sunbeams. I startled them, so they shoot out sunbeams.
That must have been fun to watch.
Not really much to see. It was kind of blinding.
Fair, but it's the act. The act's funny.
That was true. I got the most reaction out of that.
Are you here for Lilo as well?
Yeah, there she is. We walked in together, but she got sidetracked.
Oh, fair.
Covered in blood. Walking in. As expected. And everyone goes on edge as they're walking in.
I'm just gonna...
Well, isn't this place just a temple to hypocrisy? And they kind of run their fingers along the floor as after they've knelt down, and the floor, the mosaic on the floor, cracks and splinters. And underneath is a different tile set with a different mosaic design. That's better. Your people in their truest form. And instead of this beautiful compass and this mosaic of peace and harmony and accomplishment, is a huge mural of war, of battle after battle, of forces clashing, humans triumphing. Oh, sorry about the mess, but not actually. What am I saying? I bless this place, I suppose. And the light outside goes blood red. As blood red light from the sun shines in. And all the statues that have kind of decayed and kind of been worn down come back to vibrancy, especially the ones of conquerors, of the ruthless, of the uncompromising, the intolerable, or the intolerant, and the ones that were fake or not properly renditioned, those crumple. But then they get reassembled into new figures, ones that people would rather remain forgotten. And they're all grotesque, like almost caricature variants of them in their worst form, revealing their true selves of evil. And they leak blood. Like their hands drip blood for all the blood they've spilled. That's better.
I'm just gonna...
Oh, look at that as they look up. That's a new toy. Oh, that looks absolutely diabolical. You kind of prettied it up, but that's a thing for destruction. For trampling the helpless and stepping on the throats of the meek.
I'm gonna turn and look at Leolel. I'm like, it's been a while, Leolel.
Yes. Congratulations is in order. Huh. Look at
As
you.
to you.
Well, not many are willing to become the apostle of Victor of all people. But that's fine. I didn't want to die, and he gave me a hell of a bargain.
Oh.
I
That's
do
your
what I
normal life.
want.
Doing what
No,
you
I
want?
do what I want. I could still die. It's just not by normal weaponry.
Hmm.
And the only stipulation is do what I want, and occasionally do make a mess of things, which I do naturally. Oh, would you look at that? My statue! As they come over, and one of the statues and one of the banisters that has been made in black and crimson red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys did burn it and destroy my statue. I used to be a devout paladin of Apollo.
Huh?
Emphasis on used to be. I was considered an evil, wicked, dastardly, vile piece of filth. Because when in the battlefield, things get ugly, and the commanding officer gives orders, and he expects results, and people's lives are on the line. Anything goes, yeah? Well, apparently not. But they kept me around because I was useful, and I got shit done. Until I didn't. And then they were rid of me. And then, of course, the crimes of all of the paladins and the forces there, all of their evil deeds were just pinned on me. It was easy. Nice and tidy and neat solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Careful who has your back, because it's a very big target to stick a knife in.
I'm gonna look down at my ribs. I don't have that much of a problem. I pass through pretty easily.
Shut up, you semantic child.
Last I saw of you, you were kind of hard to stick a knife in the back of now too, as well.
It's a lot of knives to be stuck in people's back. It's kind of my thing right now. And they kind of fling out a very basic looking dagger. And they kind of twirl it with some spin of the fingers. You would not believe what I found. Conspirator's blade. These are rare. These only pop up very occasionally. When there is a dizzying amount of scheming and plotting and conspiracy is at foot in such a small concentrated area, these start popping up, and these are great for stabbing people in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That reminds me, Leo.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to have a conversation with you. And
does it have to be here?
Vaguely, yes.
No.
And then I'm gonna turn and look at the Grand Paladin.
He looks nonplussed, like, this is my fucking day.
An old acquaintance of yours, I think.
Who?
I'm gonna point to the Grand Paladin.
Like, are you saying that the Grand Paladin's an old acquaintance of Leolel's?
Yeah.
Like, him? Yeah. He is an ignorant fool at the time. I don't blame him. Beyond his ignorance.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
A meeting in private then?
I suppose. We're gonna use your private audience round table chair thing. I know the way. He just kind of sits down. Sure, fine, whatever you say. No, hello, no, may I use it? No, just be on your way, I suppose. Oh, I forgot what I was supposed to do. I blessed this place in the name of the Two-Faced Reveler. Is it working? Huh.
I want to stop
And there's
him.
just a little kind of mask set, like you would see the tragedy and the joy mask set that kind of just appears. And they're like, oh, it doesn't really need much change. Everyone has two faces here. The one they project and the one they don't want anyone to see. So it's perfect.
What are you saying that paladins of Apollo are two-faced?
Yeah, everyone has two faces.
Mm.
Unless they don't. And those people are rare. I don't even know what to do with somebody who only has one face. And that's the one they always wear. Those people are weird.
That would explain why the Two-Faced Traveler was always creeped out by the floof.
Why are you like that? Stop that. Do something not weird. I don't know what to describe it as.
Yeah, I'll follow the Grand Paladin and Leolel into the private audience chamber.
Paul, still of the Two-Faced Reveler. Try not to break anything. Alright, you.
Oh, we might want to bring the Apostle of Apollo.
Fine, I'll have them summoned.
Susie will summon themselves.
You know what? That's just a Susie power at this point. You know.
As long
Let me
as
grab
there's someone
Susie on the boat.
right. Yeah, it's
Boat,
just literally right above.
boat. Susie on a boat, hanging up in the rafters.
As long as there's someone within her friend network. There's actually a string of fates still attached to this person.
Leolel?
Yeah, that was my fate tap. I had it on them since we left the dungeon. So,
All right. That's what you asked for.
Yes. One sec. I want to wait a moment because I'm figured Susie's going to appear at some point.
Yeah. Susie's in her boat. She's up there. Just have to
oh,
scroll up.
I was wondering where I was.
Yeah, no, you're up there like a spider.
I'm like, oh, there you go. So, I wish to talk about a murder most foul. That is yet to
Leolel's
happen
like,
yet.
which one?
Oh, in order to bring out some enemies and weaken some powers, I was wanting to have our dear Grand Paladin Gorm here murdered by a corrupt noble. And fear not, Grand Paladin Gorm, it would only be temporary.
Why are we? You know they're going to fill my position with a very corrupt zealot, right?
Until you're revived.
Then why do I need to die anyways?
Oh, body, blood, makes crimes look authentic. It's to suss out certain problematic influences within the government.
Well, I have a list of those names.
Mhm.
Or at least. Why again? I don't really understand the plan of this. There's many better, different ways to go about this.
A fractured war over an open murder of a high-ranking military or government official and the head of the Paladin Order.
It's not going to have the effect you want.
Oh?
I am not in the primary party.
Right.
People don't like me. In fact, the majority of the individuals will minorly punish the individual who took me out. Just for to make a show of it. They'll make a grand effort that leads to no effort. And ceremoniously bring in the guy of their choice. They don't really care. They want me gone.
What about if we make it someone from the main party? Instead
Even
of just
better
some
for
noble.
them. That just shows that person's loyalty. That's an opportunity for that person, and they will be forgiven. They may not be able to make a public appearance, but they will be promoted in some way, but out of sight.
Right, but at the same time, it's not necessarily about the inner conflict. It's also about the fact that it's no good to have a public official assassinating the Church of Apollo.
They'll just spin up a fabricated story that I was corrupt and working with the Monstre, especially after today's issue or
Are you talking
incident.
about VLL or the Two-Faced Reveler?
Both of you walking in at the same time, blessing the temple. And then, of course, a Monstre walks in again. That there's optics involved, So I'm already being... rumors already started that I am a Monstre sympathizer. They don't care that you're all connected to the gods in the most intimate way as apostles. I can't turn down an apostle of the Pantheon. That would be beyond political suicide. That would be not even heresy. That would be ruinous for the entire human species.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do that then? Why don't we just go introduce ourselves to the High Court then that you're talking about?
Yeah, they don't really care.
They don't care.
Would they turn away apostles?
Yeah. Or they would bring you in and have you imprisoned for your own safety.
Mm-hmm.
They would do nothing so that the gods aren't irritated, but they would have you locked away. And the methods that they have devised are very sophisticated now.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. Even the one god they do still answer to, Apollo, they're very choosy about which one is a real believer and which one isn't, that type of fracture of belief is bad in ways you probably can imagine and ways you probably haven't thought of yet.
I'm going to look at the Apostle of Apollo and go, what's your opinion on these half-truths? Half-believers?
They still zealously follow Apollo. But if you've read all of his scripture, like I imagine you have of Zeki's, there's certain portions of his scripture that are very clear and concise. They are also, in some instances, violent. A lot of individuals who read them like to reread specific portions of the scripture rather than all of it. And the mind is not meant to endure in perfect condition throughout the lifetime. It degrades, it forgets, it misremembers. The only way you can keep that knowledge safe in your mind and have it be correct is to read the entirety of the scriptures many times, fully through. But there's a lot, as you probably well know.
I do.
Some of the scriptures, many of the apostles of Apollo, paladins specifically, paladins and knights are not as studious as they once were. They're more of a militant order now than a scholastic militant order, which means the number of people who can read God's tongue is not what it was. Most of those individuals are down at the house rituals, rites, and records, and hymns. So most of the scripture has been translated into common.
Is it even
you can
translated
imagine
correctly?
how that translation goes.
Mm.
There are 3 current iterations of Apollo's work in common. There is the best faith translation. It is 400 times longer than just reading it in God's tongue, because you have to describe a sentence, and as a follower of Ziki, you know how difficult that can be. Putting God's tongue into human tongue. Yes. And you have to describe that context. Then there's the short form, which is an ugly piece. It cuts out a lot of context, extrapolates context, barely explains anything, and just gives a kind of a very base form scripture to follow. These are the tenets to follow. Then there's the new form, which is where some very ambitious individuals have taken the translated in good faith variant with the old variant and made the new variant, which highlights specific things and outright lies in some cases. It is perverted his word. And a lot of the current individuals follow that because they don't hide the good faith translation or the tenet translation. They just don't advertise it or make it readily available. You have to ask for it. You have to know who to ask for it and when.
I have a question. Maybe it's just because I'm a monster, or maybe because I follow Ziki. Are humans this ignorant about their faith? All of them?
No, not all of them. Just those in the capital. I've traveled to many villages, towns, outposts. They use something called common sense. And they actually have the gall and the balls to go, that doesn't sound like that's something Apollo would be okay with. So they don't listen. Apollo wouldn't want us to do evil. Apollo wouldn't want us to defame other gods. Apollo wouldn't want us to purge things that don't look like us. Oh, that one's kind of iffy. Depends on the translation. Just the city.
And as an apostle, you can't, or when put to the Grand Paladin, you can't denounce this translation.
Oh, I absolutely could. And I plan to. I just got here, and I just got my apostleship.
Oh, yes. You understand, but the Grand Paladin can't.
No. If he does so, he will be labeled a heretic, and the Inquisition will grab him.
But isn't the Inquisition part of the order? You all confuse me so much.
There isn't supposed to be an Inquisition, a part of any religious order. In fact, Inquisition is outlawed by some gods. Vikram. Leolel's like, yeah, Vikram doesn't allow Inquisition. It's stupid. But that also could just be he's the god of murder and evil and chaos, so do what you want anyways.
Fair.
Also, Apollo has never said anything about a positive or negative or even a mention about religious inquisition. So, in the absence, that also can mean anything you wish to interpret it as. And no, it is not part of the church, even though it is.
Mm. I see.
Their main targets are the Hall of Records, Rites, Hymns, and Ceremony, and this cathedral. Think of it as a surgical instrument they use to make sure that everyone's on the same page.
I understand.
It's ugly here.
What about if we
But I do-
started? Sorry to interrupt. What about if we started to pass out these books of Apollo that are?
They'll be burned.
Okay.
They'll be burned. The moment one of them gets their hands on it and goes, this has one sentence I don't like, throw it in the fire. And they will spend a huge amount of resources tracking down who did it.
You know, I tried to open a school here, and I was told that my place wouldn't be allowed to teach the actual history of the world.
That's heresy.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't even put up a mural of the war that happened.
Yeah, no, that's extra heresy. With a side of heresy.
And I was half tempted to do it anyways.
Well, the way things are going to work is it's going to come to a head. And when it does, many things are going to move all at the same time. It'll be an intricate little dance, but at the end of the day, it's going to be ugly. Leolel's like, we're fucked if all the pieces align. That's simple. So we need to muck up the gears as much as possible. And then when it does come to a head in the action, things start to act. That is also when the things we have put into play need to start acting, if not before. There is something bigger at play here, and I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, well, we know that within the High Court there is... Grand Paladin, did you ever get a response to my letter?
I'm embarrassed to say no, it was intercepted.
I'd like to do something interesting here. I'd like to do a moon spotlight in this little spot here. And I'd like to put our conspiracy board like as a hologram, but with moonlight down in front of us all. So we can discuss that. Because I don't think everyone knows everything about this, because I've been, putting all the pieces together from everyone connected.
And it's a good look. Everyone's like, well, that makes a lot of sense. But there's a lot of things that have nothing to do with that. A lot of industry, parts, machinery, cogs going missing that don't even go to into the shops.
And that's the problem. There has to be a secret location somewhere.
The volume is alarming. There is nowhere to put it except for spatial folded areas like
there
storage
you go.
tanks or storage containers.
Maybe they found a way, because I have a whole world inside of me. I'm sure they might have a way to go to a different plane and build it there.
There's also something else. We know who the demon is.
Well, you also know there's two demons.
Yeah. I have a hilarious idea. Something I, as an apostle of Ziki, would never do. But I was recently given an object a while back. And If need be, we can cause a problem with the object Leolel gave me.
Which version of my fractured psyche gave you what?
You gave at an auction that I bought a still living flesh with demonology.
that nightmare fuel. Yeah. That could summon a higher grade demon. And everyone at the table's like, why?
That's not true. It's not going to summon a higher grade demon. Let's be honest here. It's going to summon a prince.
Everyone scooch back even further, like, oh no.
And when there's one prince, there's two princes, and those princes we're going to start fighting.
Yeah, and the demon army that comes with it.
And the other one's going to try and summon a demon army.
Oh no, it'll just come with him.
Oh, right.
Does that mean the Clockworks fighters can fight the demon army instead?
Yeah. Not sure that's how you want to start the new era. Summoning demons voluntarily into our plane. Have you ever dealt with a demon prince, by the way?
No, I've dealt with demons, though.
Well, it's going to take an apostle of every god to actually get the prince to a state where the fight is actually winnable.
Oh, funny enough, we're getting all the apostles here soon. That's weird.
To fight what could be a prince in the current castle, but not two.
Mm-hmm.
Because they could just look at each other and go, we'll work together until the current problem's resolved, and then we part ways. You take half the continent, I'll take the other half, and then we'll fight it out for who takes the whole thing.
What if, when we summon this demon, we put it under constraints?
There's no constraint on this plane that can be put on a prince. Maybe a higher demon or less, but not a prince. They have noblesse oblige.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never seen how that works, it ignores all laws put in place.
Except for laws they put onto themselves.
That's a very detailed nuance. That's very important. Yes.
And when you summon a prince with their full name, you make a deal with them.
A contract.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would have to have the administrator sign off on the contract before it is even allowed. The idea.
So wait, are we going to summon this demon to fight the other demon?
I don't like that. We can handle it on our own.
I'm saying it's a very solid if plan A through D don't work out.
Okay.
Let's go through A through like Y and then have that be Z.
Alternatively, the administrators have told me that they're hands off in this situation.
They're hands off in regards to the balance.
Of course.
That does not mean they're hands off with demons. We all come together for that problem.
So it's just an oddity here, right? If the demons are manipulating the government, they don't see that as having to be hands-on?
If they were summoning portals, casting their specialized magic, then yeah, they'd be hands-on. But all they do is whisper, and they know that unless they breach that particular rule set, that they can just whisper. Because then we and the followers of the gods can whisper back. If they get directly involved, you bet there will be a quest continent-wide.
Why don't we just make a regime change of this kingdom?
That's what I'm talking about. Let's do that. I'm 100% on that over the previous idea.
Alternatively, another idea I had was it's going to be more work on me and Susie's end, but calling a meeting of the Monstray and then sending a representative.
Phil pokes his head through a portal and lays his chin on the table. Pretty lady says demon bad.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
And everyone's like, what?
Oh, this is. I'm going to look like probably the Apostle of
Nareem.
Yeah.
Phil's the only. Is like one of the only last qualified high priests. So, and he's done such a great job. And there needs to be an Apostle of Nareem, so he gets promoted because he actually restored the staff, and that's a labor.
So I'm like, yeah, I do believe technically he is the Apostle of Nareem, the Earth Dragon. As the Apostle of
did
Nareem.
The fake Apostle of Nareem, the ones proclaiming themselves as such, did they get that memo? That a dragon of the Earth element, the cockroach of all dragons, is the Apostle of Nareem.
Oh, he has multiple elements.
I'm going to make sure to write this out in God's tongue, right? As an official, like, by the way, here's the official apostle. Yeah, an announcement. They get stamp it. Can you have somebody run this through Hall of Records, please?
A kid comes by and takes it. And he, like, as he takes it in his fingers, it actually, like, he has to hold up the metaphorical weight of it. Like, why is this? He kind of looks at it like, why is this so heavy? You can see it in his face, like, what the fuck? This weighs like 20 pounds.
I'm like, by the way, this is an official quest for you to deliver this to.
Whoa. He's like, whoa.
To the Hall of Records, very specifically the subsect of Nareem, to inform them of an apostle showing up.
Hi, I like rocks.
He likes rocks.
Yeah. Hey, did you know why water's wet? I do.
And
he's like, I don't have a good answer for that. What's the reward and the penalty? Time frame.
The time frame is 10 hours. He has 10 hours to do this.
Yeah.
The reward is
head pats.
No, is one radiant plum blossom coin.
Damn. Kid's eyes widen like, oh shit. It's more than that guy will make in his lifetime.
Yeah. Failure is the anger of the Apostle of Ziki.
He leaves with haste. You can expect that to be delivered thoroughly and quickly, because the carrot is pretty sizable. The stick, on the other hand, is a problem. He's just standing there, menacingly.
Like, and that's going to be one problem that's going to start sprouting its head very quickly.
Oh.
Like,
I just had an idea.
Hmm?
Eatsley?
Oh,
Ashley's going to pop up in your head. Hey, Eatsley.
Yeah?
There's a bunch of apostles here, right?
Yes.
And there's a suspected demon in the castle, the palace area, the palace, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What would happen if the apostles give out a citywide quest to find and purge the demon within the palace?
I wonder if, well, we couldn't say there was, but we can say there is a suspicion of one.
The administrator actually weighs in on this one. A little screen will pop and put in front of you. That declaration of absolute certainty can only be declared if an apostle of every god also signs off on it. Because then it cannot be challenged or questioned. It is absolute certainty. And if I verify its authenticity, as in it is true, then I sign off on it. And then anyone who disputes it, well, they're wrong.
Here's what I think. I think if we get a witness for this this demon, I know the king's probably not going to say anything. But say if we got someone that's working directly with this demon advisor, and then we have all of us, get the testimony of the witness. Would that be enough for approval?
No.
Okay, we need proof then.
You just need all apostles to agree that this is something, then I go and determine if it's correct or not.
Oh, okay.
It grants me the authority to look into it myself.
So it requires all the apostles to agree.
Write a petition to the administrator, sign off, and go look into this.
Basically, it requires all the apostles to sign a piece of paper going, "We're pretty sure this is here. Can you check so that we can give a big quest?"
Yeah, and then the administrator will either go, "You're a bunch of idiots," and karate chops each of your heads, or goes, "Oh yeah, that's a thing. Here, fill out this quest board with administrative privileges."
Yeah, I like this. I like this. The thing is that we need to get all the apostles. Smart. Which apostles are not in the world right now, I suppose?
Well, there is the Wandering Apostle. Don't know who he belongs to.
So the gods, you have Apollo. So
and is it like a majority vote, or does it have to be all votes?
Unanimous?
Unanimous, yes, that's the.
Yeah, so Finhelda is the apostle of Apollo. Susie is the apostle of Idirondale. Phil's the apostle of Nareem. You just need to complete a couple more things, Ash, and you'll be the apostle of Paragonus.
I just need you to let me know what to do.
You just have to officially and finally open up your school once it's completely constructed, and then you have your first students, and then you host your first class successfully, and then you can be an apostle.
So I've got the school built, I've got the students. I just need to go host a class.
Yes, and they need to be super excited about magic.
Okay.
The apostle of Vikarim is Leolel. You don't have the apostle of Saragatos, which is harvest, life, fertility. You also don't have Lothalos, order, purpose, progress. You do have the Two-Faced Reveler, which is the Two-Faced Troop. You don't have Telprivi, but that could be the wandering apostle, because Telprivi is championship or companionship, festivities, and travel.
And then you do have Zeke. Yeah.
So I'm actually going to make the list available to you guys called Gods of the Pantheon.
Oh.
So that'll be at the top next to. Let's archive this. Why is this still a thing? Archive. Raid group. I'll leave the raid group up, but no edits. So you guys, if you ever want to look up people,
sure.
I'll put that in the game handouts. Skyhold map stuff. We'll just archive. Yeah, Gods of the Pantheon. So you're only missing 3, which is unheard of.
Crazy.
Yeah, you have 7. Well, 7.5. Or 6.5.
So, Missing 3. Alternatively, we can put a quest out for just the apostles.
How is that gonna work?
Well, it'd have to be done through an administrator.
Yeah. And I think they're going to be pretty hands off on this because we're going to be needing to show our commitment and resolve of getting the round table assembled.
So first step is finding them. And also finding the ones that are close to completion. Because some might not even be apostles. I'm sure there are some around, but
I imagine the wandering apostle will wander his way here at the right time.
Which is probably the day of whatever meeting we're wanting to hold.
Precisely. But we don't want to just leave it to chance, so let's meddle with fate a little bit. Anyone good with scrying, fate?
yes.
We have our volunteer. You can find out where he is and then kind of give him like a nudge, but don't be too obvious about it because, well, wanderers will wander away from someone telling them where to go.
Alternatively, you can tell them another wanderer calls them a bitch.
That would be hilarious.
They have a weak wandering style.
You're gonna have to fight him, if you do that.
I know I do. But it's so much fun fighting other wanderers.
Uh-huh.
If it helps, Eatsley, I've got a piece of paper that's one-time use, delivers a message to anybody as long as I know they exist.
No, we don't need to do that yet. But we're going to get there.
That is a good thought,
Dear
though.
wandering apostle, you a little bitch. Meet me
Signed.
here.
Easily.
Signed. Signed another
Wandering
wanderer.
Soul Warden.
Yeah, the Wandering Soul Warden.
P.S. Little bitch says what?
And what's worse is I'll use a wandering technique while writing this.
Because you can't help yourself.
Couldn't help myself.
All right, so two left. I will find these two. Even if they are not labored yet, I will find a way for them to get them on their path, light their way.
Well, we have a lot of apostles here right now.
We don't have the amount we need for our goal.
Right.
Well, Thurgatos, their apostle, I kind of might know where they are. There's a region in the plains called the Cradle.
Mm-hmm.
It is a land of bounty, beauty, whatnot. But the individual, it's kind of like their realm that they take care of. I think they're an apostle, but they're definitely a follower of Saragatos. So, it's one of the most vibrant areas on the continent.
Mm.
So, could ask the dragons. They would know where everyone is.
Yes, I'm sure they would.
Just gonna ask the gods.
I don't think they're gonna play nice with this one unless you use favors.
Oh, I wasn't gonna use favorites. I was just gonna pray, see if they knew where they're.
Oh, they definitely do. I don't think they're gonna help us with this one.
Yeah, this is our responsibility.
Well,
it's also our trial.
Fair.
I can invite Saragatos to tea and ask him to send his apostle over.
That would be Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can invite anybody to tea.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be Trixie.
I think Loftalos would be the best one there.
What are they a god of?
Progress. Order.
Order. Yeah. Lothos.
Might want to go to the dwarves for that one.
I mean, I could just invite. I thought we were talking about me inviting them to tea.
Yeah, you got to know their name though.
No, the gods.
Oh, the gods? Yeah, they probably won't help. They'll enjoy the tea though, and the company.
I mean, it couldn't hurt to request. I mean,
Think of it this way: once you become an apostle, you still need to fend for yourself. You can't rely on the gods for everything. Now that you've reached this pinnacle tier, they still want us to be self-sufficient and solve our own problems. We can't always have them do everything for us because what's the point of us in the first place?
Oh, that's fair. It was more of the. There's also no harm in asking.
Leela was like, "Yeah, no, there is a lot of harm in asking."
Your god.
Fair, but I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. I'm sorry. Let me put a caveat here. There's no problem with asking asterisk unless you're a disciple of Vikram.
Or Zeke. Tell me I'm wrong. You bother the big man upstairs for something trivial.
He's gonna either not answer or give you a trivial answer. Paperwork. Or worse, something trivial.
But that's what tea is for, trivialities.
Well, he will be allowed to drink the tea while you fill out the paperwork that he's assigned you.
Yes.
Two-faced god, or the two-faced reveler, asking them could be harmful.
All right.
The no harm in asking, I never trust that. Have you ever talked to a Gorgon?
No, we don't have a Gorgon at our menagerie.
Yeah, so when people say that, I usually just kosh them across the skull, and hopefully the concussion fixes their stupidity.
A Sphinx also is not someone to ask lightly.
See what I mean?
Unless
that phrase is for people who are asking for the exception to teach them a hard lesson.
Fair enough. You know what? In that case, I think I'm going to go wander around this. What was the area you called it? Grand Paladin? For
Cradle of Vitality?
Yeah, the Cradle of Vitality.
Oh, you're going to create a stir. They're going to try and revitalize you.
I mean, that's why I have affinity with life magic.
Oh, that's a curveball. Okay. So they won't be able to remove your existence or banish you with life magic because you have affinity with life magic just by being a skeleton. You learn things every day.
Also, why I will probably bring my flower mantle with me.
You know what? I can never underestimate the monster. You're always something more than what you can expect.
Oh, speaking of, I would like to offer to the apostles, in case things get a little wary and we might have to fight this demon, I am offering a catalyzation for you all.
There's a lot of thumbs up. Leela's like, what about lunch? I heard you're a bitch and cook.
Yes, I can do that too. I can do both actually together. It's pretty fun.
Huh. Things just get better and better.
I haven't done catalyzing on the human side before. But I definitely would love to do it.
Well, I'm not human anymore. I'm a lich.
Well, I can definitely do it on you then. But I can also do it on humans. I just haven't done it yet before.
Finhelda's like, I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to have to pass. Food, on the other hand, sounds amazing.
Alternatively, Well, I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but I do know the ritual that makes humans into catalyzation techniques.
Yeah, no, we're going to pass on that one.
Why do you want to pass?
Personal choice.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's basically the same things that humans do to monstri.
I'm going to pass. To be an apostle, Apollo required me to banish all of my ill-gotten gains, which I did.
Oh, well, okay. Then I couldn't really use those old ones, but we can still do new stuff.
No, I need to remain pure. Theft from the dead is not permitted under his watch. He considers it a grave disrespect to his brother and the way of and well, disrespecting death itself. So
Susie's gonna flick her eyes at the apostle and say, "But I'm Tyrendale's apostle. Wouldn't that count as just, love from the other half?"
and I wouldn't mind a blessing, or equipment from the other half, but absorbing the power of monster through a ritual is forbidden.
I see.
Or at least by Apollo standards.
Well, I am a
Darendale's a little bit
catalyzer.
cheekier. Yes, well.
I have my ways, all I'm trying to say.
I think Susie's just trying to get inside you somehow.
We definitely do connect.
That's phrasing does not put me at ease.
No, it wasn't meant to put you at ease. Darendale, Apollo, Being as it said, for Finhelda, you have somebody trying to become a celestial designer.
There hasn't been one for a long time.
Yes, and hopefully they'll achieve their apostleship soon.
It's another from our family. 4 out of the 10.
Yeah.
We almost have a majority.
Yeah. There is a system-wide alert that pops up in front of everyone, though.
Oh?
The Grand Chancellor's son, Alexandros, has achieved the Grand Architect job title.
Interesting. Susie, can you look into this?
She'll sigh. Yes, of course.
Leela, would you like to wander with me?
Alright, fuck it. I don't care. Let's go. Let's go make a mess. I'm ready.
I don't think there'd be a huge mess. I think it'd just be hilarious. A lich, a skeleton, walking through the fertile
No, that's
lands.
just asking to get jumped by zealots, and I'm ready to break some skulls.
Does it have to be violence? What did we talk
I don't know.
first?
It's just I'm feeling itchy for a murder, like a solid, thoroughly, with my hands murder.
Right, but remember, we can't kill first. Yeah, they have to attack us.
I don't give a shit.
All right, but it's self-defense. And when we talk to the apostate of them, we can be like, oh no, we're just defending ourselves coming to talk to you.
No, I'm just gonna lie. I'm just gonna lie straight to their faces. That wasn't me. It was that guy. See, look, his hands are covered in blood. He did it. See, my hands are clean.
You're gonna be pointing to me, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna be pointing to the guy behind you.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Susie will take her fate tap off that apostle. Susie's then going to pat the shoulder of the Grand Paladin, and then put my fate tap on him instead.
He's just gonna look over. He doesn't notice it, but you did put your hand on him. I don't have to get murdered somewhere in this plan, do I? We've moved past that?
I do believe so. I don't really know. Well, I'm sure Eatsley had good thoughts all around on why you wanted to do that.
Mhm.
But one thing of note is that there's so many powerful things happening around you, Grand Paladin. But we need to make sure you don't perish in the process. So I'm going to do a little thing, and
Is it even going to be little, or is it you're just downplaying it?
I mean, think of it like a lifeline. So I know if something bad happens to you, and I can be there for you.
How is this going to work?
Oh, think of it like think of it like a spider web. Think of it like a long, invisible spider web is now attached to you, and
Okay.
it's from
There
me.
are some systems that track that in the city now.
Oh, this one won't though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. I'll trust you on that one. I mean, if my reports across the desk came in correctly, you actually, Van Helda actually destroyed the exact correct automata, because that one had a spider monster core, and they would be able to see the strings.
I have an idea of what spider it might be actually. There's the heavenly moon spider. Could be that.
I'd be surprised if they were able to kill it in the first place.
Heavenly demon spider, actually, yeah.
That's not really killable. But maybe they did achieve it with some Radiant Tier Adventure help. I don't know.
Well, I haven't been able to investigate the monster core yet, but I will let you know once I do.
Okay. As a note, keep an eye out for people in red and silver armor.
Oh?
They're a new knightly order that was commissioned by the palace. They're a subgroup of the Royal Knights. I have not particularly ascertained their purpose yet, which should be part of their nightly creed. So I find that very suspicious. They're also, by the reports, they're elites among elites, which is a very interesting phrase.
I see.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the someone watching my back, but
Yeah, it just seems that you have become almost like a centerpiece for things of, well, of notion,
they're a
of
nexus
motion.
of events.
Yes. And if you are to perish in some way, I don't know if things will go the way we want them to. So I'm just looking out for you.
Appreciate that. Susie, Direndale also agrees. He is a event nexus. You will actually have reliability of specific events happening in his proximity, and it's actually a trackable pattern. And you're right, if he dies, all fate in cohesion is scattered to the wind. It is completely random now.
That's why I'm putting my hands directly on it, so I at least
Good
can do
catch.
something.
Good catch, by the way.
Yeah, no worries.
Identifying important figures and why they're important is going to be a major component for this arc.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Okay. So, as a tangent, it is becoming the spooky season, and I thought we were going to do a spooky episode today. But Allie is going to be the Mothman for Halloween, and I shall be the lamp for Halloween, and it will be glorious.
Oh, where are we gonna bring these costumes?
Wherever, Allie, I'm sure there will be someplace.
Your local bar is sure to have a Halloween costume.
Our local bar is 45 minutes away.
If you guys would like, I wasn't
Mates
sure
right next door.
I wasn't sure if Ogre was feeling better, but next week, if you guys really want, we can do a spooky session. It'll have nothing to do with the campaign.
I know.
It'll just be a side episode, filler episode, if you guys really want. I'll actually put the vote in chat.
Okay.
I'm personally having enough fun with the game as it is, but if we want to do it, I won't argue. Why, are we about to call it or something?
No,
No.
we got another 40 minutes.
Speaking of Mothman, how you making out?
I'm vibing.
You vibing? Think about some of these ideas.
I've been spaced out for like a little while.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
What are the ideas I'm supposed to consider?
We were thinking about your stealth evos.
Oh yeah. I don't know that I need anything for. Is there anything that I need for like the demon invasion?
I don't know.
Because like I've got my moth jump power and I'm reasonably stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
If I was gonna do stealth, I'd want to do both magical and like physical stealth.
Yeah. One thing I remember is there was a dream cloth that Eatsley had once upon a time. And it was a complete isolation and stealth within that dream cloth. It was almost like the thing from Harry Potter. One of the what is it? The Deathly Hallows? Is that what they're called? They're the one of the 3 items the wizards had. It's kind of like that in a sense that it completely blocks you off. And if you could get one of those dream cloths again and use that in an evolution, that would be really interesting, especially for your dream aspect.
What happened to Eatsley's?
Eatsley used it all the charges, I do believe.
What?
The dream cloth you had once upon a time.
Oh yes, that has unfortunately been all used.
Right. Do you still have the material? Still have the cloth?
No, it faded to ash.
Oh, it faded to ash. Okay. But something like that would be really interesting. Or you could go and what's the word? Go and get lit up by all these magical detections, and then have a way to be like, all right, so these things are affecting me. I'm going to make countermeasures to those things.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what I'm even like countermeasuring. So I could go with my previous idea of I go and I steal a robot and I come back.
Mm-hmm.
But you thought I might get murdered in the process.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't want that to happen. But I was thinking... Oh, go ahead.
What about an ability that allows you to perceive other people's perceptions so that you can sidestep it?
Possibly.
Think like the standard stealth game where you can see the enemy's cone of vision and sidestep it.
Yeah.
That's really fun. But what about like items of course? Would like a security camera work in the same sense as a person's vision cone, or is it like just perception in general? Like you're just perceiving perception?
Why not?
Okay.
Or get some kind of alert when somebody's peeping at me.
Well, yeah, it'd be really interesting if, say, you go to sleep, you fall asleep, and then you're able to go around and look to.
I feel like you're trying too hard to tie this into my sleep abilities.
I just like your sleep abilities.
I like my sleep abilities too, but I feel like this is more of a physical world ability.
I got you. I just know you get a lot of information from your dream stuff, especially from like how the dungeon went about.
Yeah.
I thought that really helped us out by having a different perspective.
It's filthy.
But if you don't want to use the dream, you don't have to. That was my suggestion.
For Evo materials, then I guess I don't really want to go chameleon. I feel like that's too mundane. I feel like we're too far, too deep to be starting so low.
Gotcha.
And it is going to be a superior evolution. So.
Well, there's a lot of ways to handle a lot of the objectives you guys want to accomplish, which I find very fun.
Okay. I'm glad that you find it fun. I'm glad.
Well, it's, there's not just one way to, get information or approach a problem or an objective. There's a whole bunch of ways.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you want to do it.
I'm like trying to think in terms of a moth, but moths don't have great camouflage. They usually just fly into things.
You also got to think. You got to think of this in the terms of Mothman.
Yeah, it's true. I do. I guess I should.
And you do have autonomy over Mothman because it's you.
Yeah. Because you're actually playing as yourself in the game.
You mean I'm literally looking at a Mothman right now? It's just.
Yeah, exactly. Literally playing as themselves. OC insert. You could build a staring power. Like, you just have an urge to go stare through a particular window, and you don't know why it's that particular window, but it's always a good time. By the time you arrive, and you're just like, stare.
Allie just got 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, I've got several staring powers.
And the wording on that is quite interesting because very after, from when you get all those bonuses from command and stuff.
I don't think I need a stealth power because I've got my dream seeing power. I can see into people's dreams and I can spy that way, and I can spy with my moths. And if I see something I like and I want to go grab it, I can just jump through my moths.
Right.
Matt, was there a distance limit on my moth jumping?
No, you just have to have 10 moths together.
Okay.
So the limit of the distance of jump is based off of how far the little moths can get away from you. So that's the limit. It's how far they can. Yeah. As long as you have 10, you just swap places with them.
Yeah, so I don't really need a stealth power.
You just get a bunch of moths together, and somebody will look up, and as a bunch of moths go after an open lamp, And
maybe I could get a stealth power for my moths so that they can't be traced back to me.
Or your monster core of like you're almost like you're extending yourself from your moths, and I just don't want your monster core to get destroyed when you jump into some place.
You worry about me too much.
No, it's a solid like worry, because there were a lot of there's a lot of information I spewed out, but a couple of them were like the security's gone up drastically, and they built a lot of devices to prevent spying and infiltration, because that's one of they're really big into secrecy right now. So he is right to worry, but you are also Mothman Indrid. And then, you know what? If they do try and destroy your core, you have 7 more sorrows on that bracelet.
I also have a way to, with these new seeds of the lily that I planted, I have a way to bring back a destroyed monster core after I'm done with it. So, if you do die, I will be there to avenge you, as our whole family will scree upon them. But yeah, I just want you not to die.
So you want to not die power.
I want you to have a way to protect yourself. Either a monster or
still conscious after I die. Maybe I could create a power that lets Insomnium control the moths from the dream.
Yeah. The thing is, when you die with your monster core still intact.
Yeah.
But if your monster core gets fucked in the process, that's what I'm worried about.
I mean, if some OP bad guy comes out of nowhere and smashes my entire existence, there's not a whole lot I can do about that.
If they show up, you have the full Fairbringer armor set.
You do.
That should get you some leeway of not dying immediately, and then you just scare the life out of them.
Or just poof away.
Yes, you do have those other 10 moths somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right?
You also have the ability to fear the unfearable, because Radiant Tier adventures are unable to be basically feared or terrored. That doesn't apply to you. You can scare them and fear them through the fearless status because of the ability you earned in the Skyhold dungeon.
Allie, I got a power for you. You need to be able to fear status effects that affect you.
Just scare them off of you. Oh, that's so funny.
We just need to do it a step up.
Too spooky.
Oh no, I'm undergoing
concepts.
petrification. He's using a Gorgon shield. I'm being petrified. I'm gonna scream at myself. And the petrification is like, nope, I'm out of here. Fuck this. You guys are funny. You know what? Out of all the ideas so far, that's definitely top 3.
Ah, perfect.
That's great. That's. Oh no, I am in trouble. Am I though?
Well, so anyway, Allie, that's yeah, you got this. That's all I'm trying to say. I love you, and I want to protect you, but at the end of the day, you got this because you're the spook master.
My own moth. Yes, spook the status effects. That sounds like fun. I mean, technically, that's fearing the unfearable.
Well, we should do that as a flawless upgrade for yourself once you get a few more superiors.
Okay. Well, can we start out with? Well, why don't we start out with because we were talking about. We were talking about camouflage and magical camouflage. What about a camouflage that is just I'm so spooky your brain doesn't process it and you just look away?
Oh, I like
pull
that.
A Drax. You pull a Drax. I stand so still. I'm invisible.
See, I remember that's a mechanic from World of Darkness called Delirium.
Yeah, it's nice.
It sounds like a good camo power for me.
You didn't see anything.
It reminds me of one time I had an old character that almost died. My first character. There was this giant picture on the wall, and every time I tried to look at it, I kind of had to look away in a sense. Until I forced myself to after a willpower check or something, and then I gained 2d100 insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, that sounds fun. So you kind of just
the spook incarnate.
Yeah, a power that'll let me be so spooky. You either have to look away or roll.
Yeah.
A willpower, and if you don't pass, you gain insanity.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds
Actually,
like a great step.
If they don't pass, they just look away. If they do pass, then they gain a bunch of insanity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just like, I don't know.
This is good. I like this.
Okay.
And I want this to work on both magical perception and
Normal
like
perception.
normal perception. It should
Just perception. Yeah.
It should work on
That's
both. Like, I
scary.
mean, you're looking either way.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
certainly are a spooky moth.
Okay, so I need an Evo material for that, I guess.
Yeah. What I could do is we could do two things. We can either buy it, buy that material for it, or I can get you a quest so you can get that thing to use as an Evo material. So it's up to you on how you want to go about it.
Yeah, I'll do a quest. I feel like that'll get me a better Evo material.
I'm going to use my my seer power. My seer class. I'm going to be using one of the powers from our new Moon Phoenix. So I'll be borrowing one of their powers since they're in the bonds. And I will be using one of my class upgrades that allow me to find quest givers.
I'm a quest giver.
Yes. But I don't think you have the thing we're looking for, unless it's just cash to buy it.
No, but I can also assign it as a quest.
Okay. Okay. I'll piggyback off that then. So I'll find what we're looking for the Evo material for Indrid, and then use you as the catalyst, the jumping point off for the quest, and then go from there. So let's do that right now. So let's do a scrutiny. No, science. At a +10. Submit. Awesome. And then we're gonna do this. 11 times. Okay, so we're gonna add 11 to that 8. So that's 19 degrees of success.
There is a creature called a Seminot. It's a type of bearded lizard. It has one of those neck beards that they can flare out to make them look huge, but the design on that beard is madness-inducing. It literally is hypnotic pattern in as a passive trait, and you just get stuck in place and completely bamboozled. And eventually the lizard just kind of slowly crawls towards you and eats you.
Nice.
It also uses that just to get away from more powerful creatures. They also are able to emit a horrendous aroma, kind of like a skunk. So they have a bunch of defense features, and they use a bunch of status effects for survival and for hunting. The more pure bloodlines actually have true invisibility. So they'll creep up to you, stun you with the hypnotic pattern on their beard, and then eat you.
Okay.
Sounds like my kind of lizard.
Yeah. They're also very large. They're like velociraptor sized.
So, Indrid, go find Eatsley. He has a quest for you.
Okay.
Indrid,
Eatsley.
you have to go find and slay a Seminot. Seminot? That was what it was, right?
Yep, a Seminot. Yep.
Where at?
And that's part of the quest. You have to go find it and slay it.
You can
Take some
find one
dirt.
in the place you're going, Eatsley. They live in a couple of them live in the cradle.
The problem is I'm not going to tell them that.
What?
They have to
Why
find
would you
it on
do
their
this
own.
to me?
It's part of a quest chain.
It's a whole world.
Yes, you have the whole world.
This is not.
The Suzu will say, you should stick around Indrid until he tells you where it is. Maybe you'll find it that way.
Sleep, you mean? Stick around, eat, sleep.
Oh, wait, did I say stick around Indrid?
Yes, no. You...
Stick around yourself and you'll eventually find it.
I'll start stalking Eastleigh again like I did in town.
Yep.
Eastleigh, it is even madness-inducing for you being stalked by Indrid in particular, who's gotten a little too good at what they do.
At stalking? Yeah.
Stalking, staring, looming, lurking.
You just look back and you see those red eyes. And you just turn around again. They get a little closer when you turn back again.
It's always in the place that you know the eyes are staring at you from, and then they just appear in a place you don't expect them from, and it's jump scaring. It's like, why? Why do you do that? Why are you able to do that? You stop that immediately.
That's also true. That's why I can also stealth as well. I mean, like, run away! We hide. It's good.
And then you just see the red eyes staring at you from the window, like...
Yep.
I will hide several moths within Eatsley's bones so that he can not escape me.
And his gear, and...
There's just moths
Purge it with light!
everywhere.
But no, we're just gonna continue on our way.
Okay, let's go. Luna makes such a good foot warmer.
She does. Right when she lies by me, it's so great. It warms it right up. She's also like the cutest foot warmer, so it's even better.
Exactly.
Ashenfur, how goes the schooling?
Well, that's what I'm heading to.
Perfect.
Have a baby wipe?
Yeah.
So I guess Blat, I'm going to the temple in the graveyard because I won't be tracked back there. Because that's what I was told. So I'm gonna go there before teleporting home. Still with all the deceptions I can put on it. But teleporting home. Back to my room. Well, back to my small region within a pocket room.
Yes.
Because I've got the people that I hired and the kids to teach.
Okay. Teach those kids. Teach them about magic!
What you want me to roll to teach them magic?
charm, and basic magic theory. But you are a floofer, so I'll give you a 30 bonus for being a floofer.
Because I want them excited.
Da floof! Oh, damn.
That, with my bonuses, I get a plus 120. So, poof.
Yeah. By the end of the lecture, a massive multicolored bow tie just goes boink! And you have a huge bow tie.
Now I have the huge bow tie to match the huge hat.
Yeah. And they kind of match.
Perfect.
Paragonus gives you a pat. Yes.
Yes.
Good. Go do a magic. Away! Be a floof!
Yep. It's like, whoop. Yeah, I'm gonna go pop into Gull's room.
He's sitting on that rock in the middle, reading.
You're like, guess what?
Nice bow tie.
Yep. I became an apostle.
Huh. That was very quickly. Very quick. Huh. Congratulations.
Well,
Come.
Hops up on his lap.
Takes the hat off and then gives you the scritchy.
Oh my god. He's like, but I remember, way back when, you told me you really like teaching.
Mm-hmm.
You should come visit my room. I've got a bunch
the
of
project you were working on.
I've got a bunch of magically inclined kids, and I'm teaching them magic. So you can teach them too when I'm not
a good
here.
influence on children, you know.
Yeah, but pulls out a pocket hat of disguise, puts it on him.
Oh, of course. Definitely not Gaul.
Exactly. It's just the wizened. It's just the wizened old man with the beard and the fancy multicolored hat, because that's Ash.
Is that the status symbol of being a teacher at your academy? Is you have to have a goofy big wizard hat made of patchwork, different fabrics?
Yep. Totally. It's funny, it makes absolutely no sense, and it would probably even get Vicarum giggling.
And you get more patchworks on your hat as a student, the more masteries you have in magic.
You start with a plain brown hat. As you pass classes and get rewards, you get to cut pieces out of the hat and add patches. Yep.
Mm.
And it's like, now you can teach too.
Very well. But in the meantime, scratchy.
Ah!
Puts your hat back on. Puts you on your floating pillow.
But now we only need to find 2 apostles.
I suppose.
All the rest are in the city already.
Oh, that's not good. That's a conflict of events.
Yes. We've got a whole plan going on. We're trying to get the last 2 apostles to show up. So
which one are you missing? Can I help?
The one of progress.
The dwarves. He's actually the head smithy at the dwarven stronghold in the mountains. He works alongside the King of Dragons.
Maybe I can just teleport over there then.
Please do not. The King of Dragons hates spontaneously appearing floofers.
No, I'll appear, teleport to the city, and then walk in.
Let me point exactly where you should go, because you'll have to make what they call a pilgrimage on foot. Even if you're still floating on a magic pillow, that's considered on foot.
Okay, well that's good.
The reason is the dwarves along the pilgrimage from the point of start to the gates, they have beautifully carved statues of all of their kings of old. And it's considered great respect to them to walk the entire, or at least gaze upon all of their kings.
But I was told when I became a celestial designer that I had free right to teleport to a specific spot in the city outdoors because I'm a celestial designer.
Yes, but
I should do the pilgrimage the first time.
yes, that way they immediately start out with respect for you, for you show them respect in turn.
Okay. And
That way, you can be the best floofer this continent has ever seen.
And the other one, well, they're expecting the Wanderer to show up when everybody else does because that's what Wanderers do. So that one's covered.
He might need a little nudge.
The other one is the Harvest.
I'd say the Cradle, but
yeah, that's where they're talking about Italy's heading there.
But I don't think that's true. Because this individual, I've met them before. They're a dryad. Once an area is filled with life, they don't dwell on it. They move somewhere else that also needs life and fertility. So they'll move on to a desecrated area. There's only a couple left because their work has been very fruitful. You might need to go to the Scarred Lands and look for a hidden utopia.
One moment. Hey, Italy.
Yellow?
Papa Gall says they're not in the area you're going.
Oh?
The Cradle.
Where to next?
Papa Gall says to head to the Scarred Lands and look for a secret utopia.
Scarred Lands. Got it.
You actually know who runs the Scarred Lands. Lorena's sibling, the ancient black dragon.
Like, oh, you should go talk to Lorena.
Who's Lorena?
She's the dragon who runs the shop in the big city.
Okay, I'll go talk to them.
Her sister, the big doomed death dragon lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's in charge of the Scarred Lands.
I see. I'll go talk to them then.
Yeah, be careful. According to the Lorena, she's all conquest and take.
I see.
Sounds like a desolator.
If you talk to our spider sister, she's got a token that can escort you in.
Got
Yes.
it. Susie.
Yes.
We need a token to go see Lorraine.
Oh, I already have a token.
Yes.
Yes. Come. Susie will lead you to the door, and then, well, actually, no. She'll go, and then, because you've been going to this cradle, right? That's the plan you've been doing this whole time?
Well, they haven't even left the city yet.
Oh, you haven't left the city yet. All right, then she'll just get up with you, and then we'll walk.
You guys were still scheming.
Well, you were scheming. Me and Leolel were beginning to wonder.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Leolel will stare at the door frame and go, nope. I'll wait outside.
Ancient dragon inside. I think there's two of them.
Oh, it's not that. I'd love to stir up trouble. No, there's something about the warding on this door frame that I'm not gonna interact with.
So, Eatsley, there's a map of the world in here, and you would be really interested in it, honestly. It's their map, though, and it's very, very important to
Why
them.
would I be interested in their map?
it's what can happen to your map is what's so interesting about it.
I figured at some point, if I explored the entire world, it would evolve into something else.
Well,
Like
and
I was told.
now you have a pure representation of it.
Well, I don't want to see it. Why would I want to
Oh,
see it?
well, Susie
It
will
ruins
cover
the
your
fun and the mystery.
Susie will
I'm not
cover
going
your
to
eye
look.
holes.
Just don't tell me where to look.
Okay.
Leave it be. It's a mystery. It's fun.
Okay. Hello again. I have brought my brother with me, Eatsley. He has something to ask of your sister.
Very well. Sit. Ceatrith looks over, and there's just this weight behind the gaze. There's also a greed, a covetous need the moment they lay eyes on your sword.
Mm-hmm. And half my gear.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking for an apostle.
You will not find any in my lands.
I see.
And if they are, I will purge them. They are not welcome.
I see. I would like permission to pass through your lands then.
No, you're an apostle. You are not welcome.
Oh?
Your kind has decided to forsake my lands for centuries because you are too cowardly to do what you are supposed to. So I'll fix it myself. You are not welcome. And if you arrive in my lands, I will fight you with everything I have until you are dead. Or you run away, like you always do.
What are we supposed to do?
One at a time.
And what are we supposed to do?
There's an apostle in my land. I'll chase them out or kill them.
But what are the apostles supposed to do?
Restore the land back to its fertile and usable state. It is a reaved land, choked of lack of aether. The air is difficult to breathe. The land bears no crops that is not blighted or corrupted.
I see. I would understand why one of the apostles would be trying to fix that then.
They are stupid. They should have fixed that first. But they decided that they'd rather work on their little humanitarian projects instead of dealing with a real problem. So I claimed it as mine. And it is mine, not yours. And if you try and take what's mine, I will end you.
It's yours by right of conquest, is it not?
It is.
I see.
What about if we had someone else go through the lands?
If they pay the toll and they're not a follower of the gods, they may. But the price is steep, and the permit for staying is short.
I was just thinking Indrid would probably be a good choice.
The Fearbringer, I've heard of them even without meeting them. They would be welcome.
Oh, a welcome. Oh, that's different.
Fearbringers are much welcome in my lands. I have several in my court. They are predictable creatures. You feel like they wanted to say they're slightly trustworthy.
It had to stop itself.
They're simple creatures. I think that's what she was trying to say.
Yeah, but not to belittle them. It's kind of the in-between.
Right?
Not simple creatures, not trusted, predictable.
Predictable is a good word for it.
They would be permitted to enter and exit my lands freely. I care not. They would also be able to withstand some of the unique environmental conditions of my territory.
Oh, really? Territory sounds fascinating. What makes it so unique?
It is a blighted place. Read from the war. All the elements have collided and created a cacophony of broken, bent, and mutated elements. Darkness, especially, in its 50 different flavors.
Oh, that is truly unique. I can imagine why it's blighted. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna pour a drink. I'm gonna pass one to Susie. Pour a drink. Pass one to Lorena. I'm gonna pour a drink. I want to put one in front of Sarah Treta?
Sirtrith.
And I'm gonna pour myself a drink.
They don't even look at it.
I know, but it'd be rude if I didn't give them a drink.
Very true. Good call.
I thought this is some high-grade alcohol that I took from the Wanderer apprentice.
Susie's
Do not
going to drink
anything
this.
that is not from my store.
I understand.
Susie is a total lightweight. She would just get fucked from this.
I'm sure you would, but it's also rude not to give one to you as well.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'll use it in some alchemy, I'm sure.
But I'm gonna be like, but if you say though that this land is blighted and the apostles haven't taken care of it, but I've been apostle for less than 24 hours. I am understanding why other apostles have been
No apostles,
prideful.
old or new.
Hmm?
You cannot be counted upon to do your duty across the continent. Only the things within your immediate vision and your own desire. The apostle system is flawed and broken and needs to be relooked at.
I agree that apostles have this terrible habit and they don't wander around enough. But we can only be expected to do things that are brought within our vision.
Yes, and the gods should point you in the direction of the continent that they control, yes? Or at least the administrators, but they don't. And if they do, the apostles don't listen.
I have yet been pointed in that direction.
A cowardice lot, you all are.
I do appreciate you bringing this to my attention, though.
The apostles, during the war, had courage. But they died. The new ones are cowards.
Are we cowards because we haven't fixed this?
No, you're cowards because you're not willing to travel. You're not willing to experience. You're not willing to wander. Wanderers are actually should actually be the apostles of the gods.
Well, that's very odd. You called me a coward because I'm not a wanderer.
Then you are a paradoxical.
And then I'm going to pour an extra heaping, and I'm going to pass another set around.
Then you are a paradoxical existence. You are something I consider brave, but also you have a cowardly profession. So you are at a net zero.
There's also the wandering apostle, too.
He is not permitted in my lands.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's an idiot. I let him through once, and he did nothing.
Is there something?
He drank, he caroused, he partied, and did fucking nothing.
I'm like, But I mean, he is one of the festivities. I don't think he should probably work a little bit harder. Maybe the second time around he comes by.
He is not permitted back.
I see. But
he
so
left
then
more of a mess in his wake than he fixed or could have fixed. He actually broke one of the core foundational mana stones in his revelries that was keeping the air breathable that I had given from my hoard.
Interesting. Maybe fundamentally it needs to be broken down so it can be built anew.
No. And if it was needed to be broken down, then he should have completed what he was trying to do. And then after his work was done, he needed to have the balls to face my wrath. And if he's able to endure, then I might have listened to why he needed it. But no, that's why you're all cowards.
I see. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to pour another round of drinks.
Susie's just holding multiple ones in her hands right now, just like...
Well, you have a lot of hands. So.
I do.
How about this? As Lorena kind of leans back. A challenge. A quest, sibling. That costs a lot of resources. Well, it'll be still in your lands, won't it not? I'll even pay for it. For the quest. If you wish. And they'll pull up a board. Pass it to their sister after putting some inputs. They will kind of tap it in with their claws. And then a thing will pop up. Restore the cursed lands. It is a tiered quest that the reward and the penalty are obscured. Time limit, 10 days. Which is really unreasonable, but...
I'm going to look at them and go, how interesting. But for that, we would have to have access to the lands, or this would be impossible in the first place.
It's in the quest. You'll be permitted access. You have 10 days to accept the quest, and the timer starts the moment you set foot in the lands. That quest is your ticket of access.
Mm-hmm.
Can you bring others to help you with the quest?
If they are wanderers.
Or if they're apostles?
Apostles, no. I will not permit more apostles in my lands.
I see.
And Lorena's like, no, you must. You must allow them.
Is this place they're talking about the place that I need to go with Eatsley to get the beer dragon? Or are we there now?
Not yet. I'm not there yet. But I think it's on the same path. It's the same direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
You must allow them in. Because if you do not, you are cursing yourself to failure. You are reducing... You need to either give them more time, or you need to let them do what you claim they cannot. That's why it's a challenge. And they will eyeball you. Fine. But for everyone who steps into my lands, if you do not have this salt, I will eat everyone who fails. It's in the quest rewards and failures for penalties.
I see.
Okay. Susie will accept.
Just, yeah, whatever. Easy peasy. Fuck this. Phil reaches a claw out of a portal. Bloop. Also accepts.
Ash will be like, I'll join in after I visit the dwarves.
Boop, beep, beep, boop, 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 boop. As you just pat your paws on the quest screen.
No, it's my tails form into a giant fist and type it out on an oversized board.
Nah, just it's that cute fox moment where you just go beep boop beep bop bop bop.
Yes.
With your paws.
That's even better.
That's a normal.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Once one of you steps foot in my land, it sets the timer for all of you.
Interesting. And I'm just gonna be like, how interesting. Okay.
And during that time, you will remain here, dear sibling. And there's just, I'm gonna murder you immediately if you don't take that back right now. It's kind of that we're gonna that's some fighting words. No, because you're gonna micromanage them, and you're a control freak. And there's a look like, and what of it? If they're there, they can't fix what's broken because you're going to stop them. And it's like, yeah, and if you think your predictable advisors and helpers can't handle these, then well, how about this? Let us appoint your Fearbringer as the party leader for this. They will hold all the responsibility of failure.
Shit.
Or success. And all the benefits of success. Fine, if the Fearbringer is the leader, that's... And they try to get up to go, but the couch actually grabs hold and the pillows hold them down. They're like, sibling, what is this? That is to make sure you don't do something rash. This is for your own good. And it's just dragon rage. Dragon no likey!
Issa's gonna look at them because Issa has opinions about Indrid being the leader on this one.
Let's go.
I need to take up knitting or something. I need to be doing something with my hands while I do these things. I can't concentrate otherwise.
But Issa will look at them and look at the food that, or the drinks that they still haven't drank.
Well, they can't drink it now. Lorena does drink all theirs. And Lorena will reach over and drink Seartrith's because she can't. Well, she's strapped to the couch. Apologies. One of their dragon vows is intake no food or drink that you have not prepared yourself.
I see.
I, on the other hand, have no such stipulations.
Susie will drink hers, but a portal into her inner world will drop the alcohol off into her alcohol instead.
You enjoy the taste, but none of the liquor.
You hear a spider alchemist go, this tastes great!
I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna look at you like, really?
No, it's Susie, you can hear that.
Like, I know what you did here.
Innocent and sweet. Speaking of innocent and sweet. Then it's like, it's time for bed. Why aren't you here?
No, she's like, the people of the Legion are partying without me. I want to go party at the Legion.
Hey, Matt. Thanks for the session.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, I'm going to take off, folks. It was fun.
Hey.
Cheers, Ogre.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Luna, you can't go party.
You're
not old enough.
Party everywhere. Do you even know who I am, Mom?
He is the party dog.
Yeah.
Definitely more popular than I am.
Me too.
More popular than most people,
it's
I think.
doggos. It's doggos. They have popularity on their own. Like,
yeah.
They're our puppers.
She's a minor local celebrity.
I bet.
All right, guys.
What about her boyfriend?
Her boyfriend, Scuba? No, not so much. He stays home most of the time.
He's also not as cute.
It's true, honestly.
Yeah, Luna is adorable.
It
also has that Canadian chub.
Yeah. We were hiking yesterday, and these two poodles that looked like movie stars decided they were going up the mountain as well. They were just big poof balls. And Allie, what were you saying Luna looked like instead comparatively?
I said that the two poodles looked very bougie.
Yeah.
That Luna looked like a little street urchin compared to them.
But she's our street urchin, so it's all that matters.
Yeah. She's an adorable street urchin.
All right, guys. You have a good night. Cheers.